Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Hazelucia Tarot. I am your tarot reader, Stephanie, and today's reading are messages from your spirit guides, your spirit team, your higher self, and the universe, whatever it is that you want to come through and whoever wants to come through here. I'm just leaving this very open-ended so that we can get any messages, because sometimes when I do the more freeform, I like the messages that come through. I feel like I allow anything to come through for you. Feel free to choose more than one pile. They were all very diverse and all very different in theming. So for pile 1, we have the Starseed Oracle. Pile 2, we have the Goddess Power Oracle. Pile 3, we have the Spirit Animal Oracle. Pile 4, we have the Sacred Destiny Oracle. And pile 5, we have the Starcodes Astro Oracle. So take a few deep breaths, open up your mind, open up the heart, and I will be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the Starseed Oracle, then we have your reading here for you of urgent messages from your spirit guides or your spirit team or the universe in general. We're just going to be channeling messages. There's not really a theme to this. I just kind of wanted to do it freeform. So let's start with the deck you chose. We're going to get some oracles to see what a main theme may be, and then we're going to go into the tarot and runes. And yeah, let's see what is going on for this particular pile. Pile 1. We have the Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So for a lot of you, there is an ancestor coming through, or there's something here about your past life as well. I did a Day of the Dead reading, which is about ancestors, not too long ago for a personal reading. And oddly enough, that person got a past life version of themselves come through. Which was very interesting. I wasn't expecting it, but I guess we can see our own selves as ancestors, like our past lives. Those are the ancestors of our current, like they're our ancestors in some way. So you can take that if it resonates, but I'm just letting you know what's coming through. We also have the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. Something about the people you either that are your friends, your collective, or the people that you consider your peers is important here, because I'm getting this energy of like people that you relate to or people that vibe with you in some way, shape, or form. I mean, this could literally be your sisters if you have any, or it could also be like if you're in a sorority, or it could be brothers if you are more masculine leaning. But even then, I feel like everybody has sisters in some way, shape, or form. Your female friends, if you will. Your female peers. We have Activated Earth, Power Places, Ley Lines, Trust Where You're Led. Something about being led to some other part of the world. Like I'm literally seeing places. So we're talking about the earth here and travel. Very interesting, because I keep getting that message in these readings, and I almost posted something like a small collective reading, the one where I show my face and stuff. I almost posted something of that, but I decided not to last minute. Because I'm like, I don't know who this message is for, because I keep feeling that there's going to be a major movement, or like, not movement, migration from one place to another. And it's already kind of happened for some people. There's a lot of expats in certain parts of the world. But for whoever's watching, I feel like this is really meant for you as well. We have Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. I don't think you necessarily have to hit rock bottom, but there will be this feeling that there's nowhere else to go, or that your options are very limited, or that maybe you yourself will emotionally feel like you've hit rock bottom. Like you may be at a point in life where you have nothing else to lose. And again, this doesn't necessarily mean that you've lost everything or that you're desperate. It's just that you may be at a point where, for example, you may not have a relationship, you may not have kids, a family, maybe even your job is something that isn't really serious. Like you could leave it tomorrow and it won't impact anything or anyone. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be at that point when this happens, if it happens. I do see some of you trying to avoid it, which you can if you find some sense of meaning here. Let's get one more card. We have I Remember, Soul Plan, the Fated Life versus the Destiny Life. Let me repeat that. The Fated Life versus the Destiny Life. So there's two different things. One is the one that the universe hands you, and one is the one that you create. And then somewhere in the middle, you co-create with the universe to make it fit your needs. Because even though we do come into this world with some sort of contract played out or things that we were meant to do, we also co-create with the universe to give us a lot of free will in order to create the life we want, so that it's both parts the universe at play and our own self, our human self at play here. And that's why I said some of you can avoid this if you don't want to hit this quote rock bottom where you're cracked open and you kind of have no choice but to do something that was very much fated. You're going to have to remember what your soul plan was. You're going to have to remember what it was that you were meant to do here. And I do have a reading that I'm going to do coming up about like a life purpose or your soul's plan, something along those lines. If I've already made it, I will link it in the description below. If not, look out for that. But there is this feeling here that some of you kind of have been, it's not that you've been led astray by people. I feel like for a lot of you, it's actually quite the opposite. I feel like some of you are being called to really be inspired by those people that you want to be like and do what they've done in some way, shape, or form in a healthy way. For example, if one of your favorite influencers or something has moved somewhere and you see that their life is very different, I do see you wanting to attempt that as well. I don't think you're going to move to the same place, but you may do something very similar where you literally up and get out of where you currently are and move somewhere else, and you literally go through a major lifestyle change. Maybe you dress different, you walk, talk different. Maybe some of you learn a new language, or your voice could change as a result of you having learned a new language. I know that's possible because languages, they're interesting. They shape the way you say things. But there's this feeling here, or of course it could also be more money-wise. Maybe you take a job elsewhere, and because you're making more money, of course you live differently. It's all a matter of like, something here, especially your ancestor or a past life version of yourself, wants you to go, I'm hearing to go back somewhere. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to move somewhere where you've actually been in a past life, whether you recognize that or not. Some of you will and some of you may not, but you may realize that it's a lot more easy for you to get along well in a certain area of the world than not. For some of you, this could be just a particular lifestyle. The 7 Star Sisters makes me think that maybe you're following your friends somewhere. Like maybe you have a lot of friends that have moved to some part of the world and you're going with them. And again, you're kind of, there's this feeling that you're just going to enjoy this. The places where you're being asked to go is going to bring you a lot of good things. And this is Spirit coming through to say to not be afraid. Don't be afraid. In fact, if all signs lead to there, then it might be a hint that once you get there, things will start improving for you in some way, shape, or form. So let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I want to use the tea leaves just to see if this will confirm or anything else that has to come through for you. Pile 1. We have pin, new job, career. Yeah, for some of you, this could have something to do with a new career or a new job, or even within your current career or job, they could ask you to go somewhere. And maybe it's temporary at first, or maybe it's just for, I don't know. There's something here about a new workspace. We have carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. I do feel like the mental journey comes first, or the physical will come along with the mental. We also have shark. Take care, there will be a loss of material wealth. Sorry, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. So really do pay attention to your finances and the fine line if you're signing a contract on anything that has to do with finances, because there's this feeling here that you will have to really, especially when it comes to like currency exchange, if that is possible, like make sure that the money you're making makes sense in the currency exchange, or if you're working for a specific company that is not in the same country that you're living in. Yeah, just pay attention to your money. We also have March. So March could be an important month. This may be the month where you decide to do that. We also have man, dealings or relationship with a man. For some of you, this could come as a result of a relationship with a man. Like maybe this particular man has a job elsewhere and you have to move along with them. Or this man may live somewhere and you decide to move in with him. So it all depends on the situation here. Let's get one more. We have fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. For a lot of you, this is talking about a business. This is talking about money. I feel like this is part of the reason you end up going somewhere and part of the reason you end up following what certain people want to do. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I feel like this is actually spirit asking you to take heed of their experiences. Maybe some of you are watching a lot of, for example, videos on people who have moved to other parts of the world and seeing how that whole situation is. I do love that nowadays you can easily ask anyone online about their own experiences with stuff like that, as opposed to in the past where you had to just happen to know people who did that. I, for the life of me, will never understand how my parents moved from their hometown in Mexico to the US, knowing hardly anybody. I think it was just family. They just happened to know family, but like no phones on them 24/7. They would just have to hope that they would find a phone or wherever they went, and then you have to pay for that phone, and then you would just, it's just so weird. It's odd that people are so fearful nowadays when I feel like back in the day, it would have been so much easier to be scared of things. Like, we don't realize how good we have it until we hear some of these stories. But let's go ahead and get more cards for my pile 1. We have diplomatic, the 7th house. Diplomatically, relationships, get a fair deal. Something about getting a fair deal is important here. Make sure that your needs are being met and that you are getting the best, I'm hearing the best bargain, but also the best deal here when it comes to this situation. 7th house is also relationships. So maybe for some of you, this does have something to do with a partner that you find and decide to move with. And it doesn't necessarily have to be another country. It could just be like a different town altogether as well. Let's get another card. The man doesn't even have to be your partner. For some of you, this could be just somebody who like gives you a hand. Masculine energy definitely helps you out here. We have Shungite, detoxify your life. For some of you, this is just as a result of having to get rid of a lot of negative things in your life. I think some of you weren't really realizing how negatively the area around you was impacting you, or how toxic certain things that you had been doing every day really were to you. Or even like, for a lot of you, it's the people around you. Like they just, the best way I can say this is that even if you're the odd one in the neighborhood and you're nothing like the people around you, that neighborhood will still impact and affect you because you just happen to be there, and all that energy, you know, their collective energy is stronger than yours, unfortunately, no matter how strong your energy is. Like, and I do believe that you can be the one to make a change in the area, but at the same time, it's like an uphill battle, and it's very courageous to want to fight that uphill battle. But in the end, why not just choose a softer, easier life is what I'm hearing for you, pile 1. Let's get another card. What goddesses are with you? We have Nyx, secrets. Ooh, some of you are the keeper of secrets. It's a weird situation that I'm seeing, but bear with me. So some of you, those of you who are really intuitive or really, really good at seeing through people and seeing through a lot of BS, you know too many secrets. And behind the scenes, like I'm talking energetically wise, certain people don't like this. So it's kind of like their energy, their collective energy is wanting you to leave because you know too much, or you know too many secrets, or they don't want you finding out the secrets. It's very weird. Maybe for some of you, this is more literal. But for others of you, it's kind of like people are afraid of people finding out their secrets. And I feel like it's this fear that keeps you from truly being embraced by a community or certain people or something along those lines. There's also secrets here that you're about to uncover regardless. I feel like a lot of you, like I said, I like Nyx because this is you being able to see through the night, the veil of night. Very interesting. And let's get 2 more cards. I want to use the spirit animal deck. We have wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. But I'm also thinking of the lone wolf. Like a lot of you have been a lone wolf for a very long time. And this isn't a bad thing. I feel like a lot of you are just used to not being part of the collective. But the truth is, unfortunately, the collective will make or break you in this particular situation. And I feel like a lot of you are about to find like a better group of friends or a better community to be a part of. With turn knowledge into wisdom, some of you, especially those of you who have like a lot of degrees, or you have, you know, your fundamental education, you're about to turn to wisdom as opposed to knowledge, because what people really seek from you is wisdom. And that's something that you just can't buy. That's not anything you can just learn. That's something that you live, and that's something that you're able to put into words in such a way that people are really able to take it in and understand, which I truly love this, especially for those of you who are also tarot readers or channelers, or, you know, if you do any sort of divination, this is for you. A lot of you are about to move to a place where your gifts and talents are really appreciated. And let's get one last card from the Gods and Titans deck. We have Apollo, Inquiry. Interesting that we have Apollo, because I associate him with confidence. I associate him with the sun. With Inquiry, especially in this particular deck, I want to see if they mean, because it means a question, but I'm kind of seeing, okay, look for the truth in the situation. Yeah, the secrets. Look for the truth in the situation. Ask and your questions will be answered. Take the time to uncover and connect with who you really are and what you really want. Use your inner wisdom. Interesting. We have two cards of wisdom and then secret, which has to do with it. A lot of you, it's like you're owning up to your truth, and that truth will come with like a whole new life, a whole new meaning. It's very interesting. I feel like you focus a lot on trying to shift your outer reality, and it's your inner wisdom that allows your outer reality to become what it is, if that makes any sense. I try not to get too woo-woo here, but it's a little bit of actually, who is next to Apollo? Are they related? She's the goddess of the night sky, and his mother is Leto. I don't see anything. I don't think there would be anything about her in this booklet. But there's something here. Yeah, because we have the sun and the night sky. It's like you're shedding light onto secrets. You're shedding light onto life. Quite literally, you bring a lot of light into people's lives, Pile 1. And I feel like you're about to move into an area where people truly appreciate this, where you're about to go into some sort of situation or some sort of environment where your talents are truly appreciated, because right now for a lot of you, you are not. But let's go ahead and go to the tarot, because I kind of love this. It's very hopeful. It's new stuff coming in for you, Pile 1. And if you're not physically moving somewhere, it could just literally be that you are going to new spaces. Like, I sometimes see this where people might just decide to frequent one side of town over the other. Because where I live, I could easily go to two different areas where there's like, where they have all the stores and grocery shops, etc. And two very different vibrations, you know? So I decided to go to one over the other. Like, it's equal distance for me, but I just like one vibe over the other. Well, let's go ahead and get your tarot. So, Pile 1, what messages do we have from their higher self, their guides, their spirit team in the universe, and I guess their higher selves, or even past life versions of themselves? So what's going on? We have the sun. What did I say? This is Apollo. So for a lot of you, look toward your sun sign. Something about yourself being very important here. We have the Page of Swords. And when I say the self, I mean like something about you as an individual, you as a person is very important. This is you seeking knowledge. This is you quite literally wanting to learn more. With the Three of Wands, I feel like you're really gathering information for some sort of preparation here. You have strength and you're overcoming certain obstacles. Look, I don't know what it is that you're doing, Pile 1, but I love this energy because I see that you're trying to get ready for something. I see you working on something. We have the Queen of Wands, which, is she meant to be taken reversed? No, okay. But it's interesting that she wanted to come out reversed. This would be you in an energy of feeling that you shouldn't be seen, that you shouldn't be taken seriously, that you don't need the attention. But the truth is, there's nothing wrong with wanting attention. There's nothing wrong with seeking external validation. I kind of love this, honestly, because this is something that I know I struggle with. I've never needed external validation, or at least I haven't for a lot of my adult life. So the few times that I do go out seeking it, I don't feel bad about it. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay for you to want to seek it as well. I'm not saying that you should live for it or that it should be your main source of, you know, feeling good and feeling right about yourself, but there's nothing wrong with seeking a little bit of external validation in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like you will, because you have a lot going on here. We have the Magician. The Magician wants to be reversed. This is you feeling that you are out. This is you feeling like you have no control. And I actually got this in a reading earlier. And it's funny that it's coming out again, but in a different way. For a lot of you, the Magician is a character that has everything at their disposal. They're capable of doing anything and everything because they master all the elements. They know how to use it. They've had years of experience, and they combine it with a bit of intuition as well as a grounded reality. But the Magician reverse would mean that you feel that you're not ready, but yet you have everything at your disposal. This would be a Magician who is unsure, or a Magician who may be undecided as well. Or again, it could just be a strength to overcome. Something to overcome here with the Strength card is this feeling that you don't have the means necessary to do this, when the truth is you do. We have the World. Yeah, this is the end of a particular chapter in your life, and you're about to embark on a new one. We have Death, again, just to really bring a finality to some chapter of your life. For a lot of you, you're going to change so much, and there's nothing to fear here. I feel like, honestly, a lot of you have been needing this new start. A lot of you have been needing this new journey. I feel like you're going to have new friends, a new job, a new career, a new home. For some of you, there's going to be a glow up involved, or you're just going to look different. We also have the Empress reversed. A lot of you, you're going to have trouble finding your femininity for a while. And I'm getting from, oh, what's the movie? Is it Mockingjay? One of the Hunger Games movies where they take Effie and she's in a refugee camp or something, and they take away all her beautiful clothes, they take away her makeup, they take the very things that make her very much her, because she's very much a very she's a character that her physical appearance, that means a lot to her. You know, she bases a lot of her character, her very being, off of her physical appearance, but they've taken that away from her. So a lot of you may feel that way. Maybe when you move into this area, you don't have, you know, your creature comforts, you don't have your favorite things, you may not know where to get the makeup that you usually get, or something along those lines. You may not have the comforts that you're used to, but I feel like you will learn to overcome this, or you will find new comforts. We also have the Six of Pentacles. I feel like there's going to be a lot of balance in this area, though. You're going to get a lot of reciprocity. This would be a place, for example, where you have a job that pays you very well, where you have a job that actually does very well for you. We also have the Ten of Pentacles. In fact, so well that you may be able to start a whole legacy here. I feel like a lot of you, you're going to build your wealth here. The Ten of Globes is very stable grounds. This is having, you know, a maxed out 401k. This is finally having the home of your dreams. This is having a job that gives you more than enough to be able to save and, you know, live the lifestyle you want. For a lot of you, this place is going to give you everything that other places never really gave you. And then the last one is the Wheel of Fortune. This is fate at play. This was meant to happen. If not now, then in the future, in the far future. Like, this was meant to happen at some point. And if it doesn't necessarily... I just can't imagine a lot of you staying where you currently are and this happening. And I'm here to tell you it's going to happen because that's how you get there. Like, does that make sense? Like, you might say, oh, I don't have the money to move. The money is going to come in so you can move. Like, you're going to find that job where you can afford to go elsewhere. Like, that's how it happens. It's not a matter of you, you know, having to look for it. It looks for you and it happens. And if you don't believe this, I know plenty of companies that pay their people to up and move somewhere else, to the point where they'll even pay for their house, or pay the difference that if they lost any money in selling their house, they'll pay for that difference. And I'm not talking about places where you need a degree either. Like, I'm not talking about, you know, computer software engineering. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about a freaking regular store. So it is very possible for you to do this. And for a lot of you, this may come at the hand of somebody else. Maybe you know somebody who has this particular sort of career and they're able to do that for you. Yeah, actually, back of the deck, we have the Lovers. For a lot of you, there's a relationship in which this is important. Either you get this through a partner, or you may meet your partner in this very particular journey here. So for a lot of you, it's going to have, ooh, Knight of Cups reversed. Interesting. For a lot of you, this has to do with a relationship. And Six of Swords, movement, moving away. And the Seven of Swords reversed, secrets being unveiled. It's just really hitting that message home, isn't it? I don't know what the secret or the message is. I don't even know if you'll care by the time this happens. But it could be, for example, you move away, or you're on your way to moving away, and then everybody suddenly comes out with the truth about some situation or how they felt about you or whatever. Like, I see this happen so much. I've seen it happen just leaving a regular part-time hourly job. You know, I leave and suddenly everybody's true nature comes out, or people start making their declarations of love, and I'm like, bro, that's cool, but I leave tomorrow and I'm never going to see you again. Of course, that's why they say it. So I'm being told not to take a lot of those secrets too seriously. But because for a lot of you, all it will do is give you some sort of validation of like things you felt you already knew. But I love this for you, Pile 1. This is a great new exciting adventure, and you're saying goodbye to a past version of yourself. I think it's a version of yourself that, you know, served his or her purpose, but it's no longer you. You're meant to grow and change, and sometimes in much better ways. So I'm very excited for you, Pile 1. Let's go ahead and move on to your closing cards, to your closing advice. And for this, I'm using a handmade oracle, and these are just postcards that I wrote random stuff on. So let's see, what messages do we need for you? Okay, I'm being told that one. That one. I never remember what I write on these, even though they each have like a particular picture and stuff. I'm being told one more. Okay. Let's do that one. So the first one is memories, wisdom, and lessons. Yeah, I feel like this is what you're leaving behind. Memories, wisdom, and lessons. Something must be real and or released. Yeah, because something isn't real for you right now, as in it's not authentic to you, you have to release it. We also have speak with the kind of voice that you need to get your message across. I'm not sure to whom or to what, but for some of you, you need to start embodying the voice of like whatever it is that you need to do. I quite literally, did I mention learning a language? For some of you, it could be that language. And for some of you, it could just be the way you speak. Like maybe you're learning to speak in a different way because of where you're moving. Some people do pick up accents of the areas where they go to. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's being fake. That's actually a survival tactic, is learning to blend in with the people around you. And I know people who do this to like a hilarious degree because they just can't help themselves. That's what they do. And some people, you know, they do pick up a little bit of the slang, a little bit of the accent of wherever it is that they're going. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Some people may not like it, but some people do. For example, I've lived in the South for at least 20 years now, and I don't really have much of a Southern accent. In fact, I don't even like to say the word y'all out loud because it feels weird in my mouth. Nothing against it and nothing against the accent. It's just not really me. And then we also have your eyes say more than words ever could. Your eyes say more than words ever could. For a lot of you, you had a dead look in your eyes and you didn't realize it. And when you go to this new space, when you go to this new environment or this new journey, the light in your eyes will come back. And I think people will say that. And even as I'm saying that, I'm cracking up a little because it's like you don't realize how dead you felt inside being somewhere and how a new place can really bring you to life. So let's get the last of your cards. I want to do some animal apothecary cards. And the runes. We have, oh, you got 2. No expectations, 22. For a lot of you, you're not going to have any expectations about this place. I think you're just going to show up and be there. And then we have sacred boundaries with 43. Sacred boundaries. You're going to set boundaries and they're going to be honored. For a lot of you, this place could be a place where you decide to set boundaries and people are going to respect them so much that you're going to feel very at home. It could also be that you're setting boundaries with the people you are leaving behind, because there do tend to be people who like to latch on to certain parts of you. I know when I've moved or when I've had something, especially like moving to a workplace, people always wanted to follow me. And I kind of get it. I was making more money. But it was to an annoying degree because some people, they were very much capable of going with me. They had the right skills, they had the right mindset, but then they would eventually fall off and I would just feel like it was a waste of time. And then other people who just didn't have what it takes, they would say they wanted to follow me and they would try, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what to tell you. You don't have the skill set and you're not the right fit for the company, because they were looking for something specific, even though I tried. So there's something here about making sure you set boundaries with the people. Like if they say they want to follow you, you got to be very realistic with them, and you got to really tell them, it's like, hey, I know you do, but you got to find your own journey there, because it's not fair for people to piggyback off of your success, because people will try. They really will. Let's get your runes though. So my little runes box, I'm going to have it here, and I'm just gonna randomly pick. All right, you got 4. We have, oh, this is cute. This is AWAS, safety. This is going to be a safe journey. Your safety will be ensured. We also have, I should mention physical safety, by the way. We also have, what is this? Laguz, healing. For a lot of you, this is part of your healing journey. I feel like you will naturally heal in this place because it's very much you. We also have Dagaz, home. Just kind of, for a lot of you, you are getting a new home, or this place will feel like home. And then we have Tewas. This is victory. For a lot of you, this will feel like you've won in life somehow. Maybe because for a lot of you, this is actually something you've always wanted and didn't realize. But beautiful energy here. I feel like we need a few more cards. I have the, is it Angels and Ancestors card, since we are talking about your guides, your spirit team. For pile 1, let's get 2 cards. We have the Sun again. Maybe for a lot of you, you're moving somewhere where there's more sun. Enjoy success and happiness. Oh, this is beautiful. You will have success here. Pile 1. And then, okay, 2 more wanted to come out. Air Guardian, shift your perception. This Air Guardian is really good. For a lot of you, you have an, if not an ancestor, then a spirit guide. They're very air energy. So think like Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. They're capable of allowing you to be very adaptable. Like they allow you to learn how to blend in and how to shift into certain social settings. But they're also really good at the art of communication. And I feel like this particular guide may also help you a lot with like languages. I have certain guides that speak certain languages. I know I had a French one for a long time. I feel like they're no longer with me because my French isn't as fluent as it used to be, but I know I had one. And then, so some of you may get a specific guide who speaks a certain language, and maybe that's how you're able to work this out. I also had one like this Indian woman. She looked like an Indian woman, and she helped me a lot with learning how to cook. This is how I got to learn how to make all sorts of curries and like different Indian meals, which were so delicious. More so than, well, it's odd because I feel like I cook Indian food better than I cook Mexican food, even though I grew up with Mexican food. But, you know, something along those lines. You have a guide that will help you on this journey. And then we have Eagle. See from a higher perspective. Essentially, you won't really understand the importance of this until you see yourself back. Like when you look back at the places you used to live in, the places you used to be, and wonder how you ever managed to live there when you are such a different person now. But yeah, I feel like this is a great new journey for you, pile 1, but this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the Goddess Power Oracle, or is it Power Goddess? The Goddess Oracle, then we have your reading here for you about messages from the universe, urgent messages from the universe and your spirit team, your spirit guides, maybe your higher self. We're just going to see what the universe wants you to know right now at this moment. We're going to start with the oracles, and we're going to go into the tarot for a more in-depth reading. But the oracles are going to give us some indication of what the theme may be. I didn't really have any theme in mind, so I just wanted to see what came through for you, my pile 2. So we have Serdwin, Potential, number 9. We have Mott, Truth, 31. These two wanted to come out. We have Green Tara, Salvation. We have Sophia, Divine Wisdom. And let's get one more. We have Ishtar, Communion. what's interesting is that I was getting this, this message of the truth setting you free, or a truth coming to the light. And I've been getting this on and off in certain readings, so I don't know who this is for, but this must be for somebody who's been getting those readings where, like, this is, I'm seeing the Seven of Swords reversed, which I'm seeing as a truth being revealed or a secret being revealed. I am getting that this will actually help you out a lot in the long run with salvation. Because with divine wisdom, I feel like it's coming from a good place. So this could either be, it could literally be within this particular pile, but if you've been communicating with your spirit guides a lot, if you get a lot of messages, or if a lot of tarot readings have been giving you a similar message, I feel like this is just driving it home. With communion, though, I do feel like this has something to do with something that you are a part of, whether it is a friend group, whether it is an organization, a company, or a relationship. This is something about saving yourself from a particular situation or a group of people that, well, I'm not sure if they're bad for you or good for you, but it is trying to tell you to watch yourself when it comes to a certain situation, because I'm seeing with potential here that you are actually full of a lot of potential. And with truth, Mot, when I think of the goddess Mot, I think of somebody who is very fair, very justice. She weighs the souls of people before they go into the underworld. So you have good discernment. You also have a good judge of character. I feel like people really do value this in you, that you're able to really discern who are good people and who are not. And that's not to say that, it's not that you're judgmental. You just kind of, you see into people's souls and you know what they're made of. So regardless of whether or not you yourself consider yourself a good person, you know how to look into somebody and know what their true potential is, what they are. And I feel like, I think especially when you look back at people from your past, whether this is friends or lovers, like you were always able to tell what kind of person they were. And I feel like for a while, maybe you didn't trust this particular characteristic of you where you're able to tell what people's true motives are. With salvation, I feel like you actually help people out in this way. Like you're able to warn them about certain people. I see this a lot in the workplace, for example, because certain workplace people just, they can be shady. You know, there's people out there who think that in order to get to the top, they have to throw people under the bus or just do things that, you know, are immoral, etc. And I say this because I've seen it. I don't say this because it's what I believe. I say this because I've seen it. So I feel like, and a lot of you have probably seen this as well. So for a lot of you, you kind of understand something about morality here, something about judging a person's character, and not in a way to be quote, quote, overly judgy. I'm just literally seeing like the good in people and the bad in people and the in-between. Like you may even understand that there are people out there who are still very much confused about what it is that they have to do, or maybe when people have had to make quote, quote, immoral decisions for the sake of, you know, defending or protecting somebody here. I feel like you're just good at seeing through people and understanding not just what they do, but their motives. And that takes a lot. Like it's one thing to categorize a person as good or bad, or their actions as good or bad. It's another to understand where those actions are coming from. And this is regardless of their background, gender, race, etc. This is regardless of that. Like you don't take, I mean, you do and don't take that into account, but you understand that everybody is capable of this. Very strong Libra energy here for sure. But there's also something here about, I'm going to read for communion because I don't like that word. It makes me think of, I grew up Catholic, so it makes me think of communion when you, it's the ritual where you take the body of Christ essentially, and it's just a wafer. It's literally, I think some places actually do bread, but in where I grew up, it's a wafer, and it symbolized, did it symbolize taking in divine truth? I guess that's one way to see it. I was literally a child when I did this, so the lessons that came with that are far lost on me now. All I know is that you get up and, you know, it's supposed to bless you in some way, shape, or form. But I'm kind of also thinking of, taking one for the team, which is interesting. But from the booklet, your intimate relationship with the invisible world is being called upon right now as you enter unfamiliar environments and situations. situations. It's time to commune with the great goddess, the aspect of the conscious universe in her most collaborative form. The world then becomes your oracle as it opens up and communicates everything you need in the form of signs, omens, and messages. Yeah, which is what I've been saying. It's like the spirit has been trying, the universe has been trying to give you a certain message about probably a particular somebody or something to do with morals that'll end up saving you in the long run with divine wisdom here. Now is the time to pay attention to synchronicities and those moments when logic and reason fail to give you the full picture. The Mesopotamian goddess, Ishtar, reminds you of the time in her ancient temples when her priestess served as oracles, communing with the goddess and imparting wisdom to the people who sought guidance. So a lot of you have a lot of very intuitive wisdom, and I think it is definitely your calling to share this with people. Maybe even people who may or may not need it. And I'm saying this as somebody who kind of tries to do this outside of what I do here. I don't tell people right away, hey, I'm intuitive. Hey, you know, I'm a tarot reader, etc. Like, I don't tell them right away. There have been a few people that I have, only because I saw that they were a very lost soul. So I had to tell them this. And oddly enough, the universe like really helped confirm this in every way, shape, and form. It was kind of funny, letting me know that I was in the right in doing that. But unfortunately, that person fell away because they just could not handle truth and they wanted to keep doing the things they wanted to do. And that's kind of my warning to you, is that not everybody will want to accept the truth that you have to offer them. Maybe especially with friends, because you know how sometimes you see certain situations that a friend may not see when it comes to like the people they date or the situations they may be in. Like, you provide a much more, objective view for sure, but also an outside view, and you have the wisdom to go with it, but not everybody wants to hear it, even though it could help them. And I feel like in some cases you have helped people, because maybe I shouldn't share what's going on with me right now, but let's just broadly put it. I see things. I literally see a story play out with people and what they are going through. And I will get affirmed messages because of the synchronicities that happen whenever I try to get around that person or whenever I try to feel out their energy. And their energy will be very alarming, or it may be a certain way. And it doesn't, like, it's just the coincidences around that are a little bit too on the nose, even when I'm not trying to care about that situation, because, you know, I'm not trying to get myself in anybody's business, but I see it happen. It's hard. It's hard. I guess the whole notion here is knowing when to come forward and knowing when not to. Back of the deck, we have Hecate, the in-between. Yeah, knowing when to come forward and knowing when not to. A lot of you, you're gaining a lot of stronger insights, a lot of stronger psychic insights. Hera, alliance. Interesting. I want to say both Ishtar and Hera are goddesses of marriage. For a lot of you, this has to do with the relationships around people that you know. And I think we've all been there. You know, we've all had that one friend, or maybe we've ourselves have been that friend where we try to warn somebody about a certain relationship, or just about people's motives in general. Let's go ahead and get your tea leaves to get a further look into the situation, or whatever it is that the universe wants to speak about here. Of course, this doesn't necessarily have to do with a relationship. This could also have something to do with the people around somebody. Okay, this one wanted to come out. We have target, a goal-oriented person. Some of you, you're dealing with, success. Okay, for a lot of you, this might actually have to do with the career. With success and a goal-oriented person. This could also be you, or it could have something to do with a business. We have coins. Money will be coming to you. Pineapple, reconciliation. Interesting. I want to get one more. Bow, you are highly thought of. So for a lot of you, there is the reconciliation lets me know that there's a friend, maybe a lover here, who you will be coming back with. And I feel like this is part of the reason you're meant to come back into union with them, is to warn them about something. And I guess that could make or break the connection. But with goal-oriented person, money, and you are highly thought of, you're going to help somebody out intuitively, and they're going to want to reward you with either money or like maybe a better position in a job, which, you know, you can accept that or not depending on how you view it. But there's somebody out here who you're going to help really, really well, and yeah, they're just going to feel very in debt to to the advice, the wisdom that you've provided to them. I feel like
yeah, because I'm hearing friends in very high places. You're going to be making friends in high places. This could also be your own guides in the universe blessing you for sharing your gifts with the world and putting you in better situations as well, if you wanted to look at it from a more broader standpoint. And then I want to get one more. Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Yeah, I feel like just a lot of good stuff coming in for you, pile 2. I feel like this is kind of outside of the messages that we were going through here, because we have a lighthearted, carefree time, reconciliation, money coming in. Goal-oriented person lets me know that you will be realigning your goals. Like if right now you feel a little aimless or that nothing's going on, you're about to be set a target that you're going to want to go for. So this is like finding a sense of purpose again. And this is going to bring out the best in you. With success, I feel like you will be good at it. And with both, you are highly thought of. Like people will really like you within this particular environment or this new era of your life. I feel like for a lot of you, this is something new that you are trying to achieve. And people are really, really enjoying this about you. Back at the deck, we have Wishbone, a wish granted. I love this. This energy is so wonderful. And I feel like it's a little unexpected as well. Because like I said, you're very intuitive. So you're able to read maybe in like focusing on other people's issues, like helping them out with their own. Like your life slowly but surely comes together and like the path is set forward and you're able to finally reorient yourself to a certain goal that you know is really meant for you. That passion, that drive that pushes you forward. It's finding that sense of purpose again for some of you. So I really like this energy. And honestly, all these goddesses, they're very positive goddesses, like especially with Mot here, Ishtar, even with Hecate lets me, she always reminds me of the magician in the tarot because she's capable of a lot of great power, and I think so are you, pile 2. It's just not that you care that much about power, nor do you want to wield that power over anybody. You like the idea of being able to control situations around you to turn them out for the best potential outcome. Because I'm not detecting a selfish soul here at all. Even though some people may see you that way, because when somebody is successful and goal-oriented, they may think, oh, well, they would crush anybody in their steps to get there. And the truth is you're not. And I feel like that's part of the reason you're highly favored, because even though you have goals you want to set, you have, you know, certain things you want to do, it's not like you to want to undermine or overthrow people on your path there, you know. Very kind energy, very lovely energy. So let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards, and I'm just going to pick one from the rest of the oracles. Pile 2, we have Uranus. Stir up the situation by using, be open to new ideas about, invent a way to. So yeah, a lot of you, you're becoming very, there's a genius aspect to you, and I feel like you may even get this, oh, excuse me. You may even get this as an energetic download, as an intuitive download. The fact that I almost burped there, I feel like that's just confirmation, because I don't really do that on this channel. I try not to. I try to pause the video if I feel something like that coming on. But I feel like that's just confirmation for you, pile 2. Like you're about to come into some ingenious idea. And you're also kind of not afraid to stir things up, not in a bad way, but it's kind of like, it's like stirring things up for competition, like a friendly competition, or you could also be coming up with something that no one's ever seen. But regardless, your ingenuity and your ability to think outside the box is what people are really loving here. Let's get the rest of your cards. And I think this is what makes you successful. It's like not many people have done what you do. We have the Bee Spirit, sweet results await. I keep seeing a lot of good stuff for you, like success, money coming in if that is what you want. If not money, it could be an abundance of something that you need. Like maybe you really want, for example, a house, or maybe you need more clients or something along those lines. You're getting an abundance of something, but yeah, sweet results await. This is your hard work paying off. No, this one's going to be for the last ones. Okay, so what am I using? Where is she? Let's get a destiny card for my pile 2. And for a lot of you, this may come a lot sooner than you think, or it may come out of a little bit out of place, which I know seems odd, but for example, I know certain companies that like to give a sign-on bonus. That's what I'm getting. So for some of you, if you have been needing money and you just signed up for a particular job or position, I feel like you'll be getting that a lot sooner than you believe, which is always good. We have standstill. Some of you could be in this energy right now where you feel you're at a standstill, and some of you, things will come to a standstill before they come through. Like I said, it's that sign-in bonus. Some companies even do give you like a week or so to get yourself adjusted to a place, like to start working somewhere, or they may give you an adjustment period. So you don't technically have to come into work. Like this could be training or something, and they still pay you for it. So take that if it resonates, but standstill lets me know that things will be calm before you're able to move on to the next journey, to the next situation. I did the cards a little different for every pile, so bear with me. You may not get the same cards from a previous one. We have the Cosmic Heart, Devotion, Potency, Make Your Life a Moving Prayer. It's interesting that you're combining a lot of your spiritual guidance with this next chapter of your life, because I do see you opening up. I mean, the next chapter of your life could be very spiritual. Maybe your job is one in which you actually do a lot of spiritual things, like, you know, tarot readings and etc. Maybe you work in a crystal shop or a metaphysical shop. So I feel like it'll be very easy for you to combine your spirituality with your everyday life, or maybe you're just really, really incorporating it into your everyday life regardless, because you can do that without having a job that revolves around the spiritual or the metaphysical. Though I guess it does make it easier if you have a job that way. But not always, because I've worked in a crystal shop where people didn't really take their spirituality very seriously. Or if they did, it was for the sake of looking, I guess, cool or popular or something. Looking trendy, that's for sure. Because I remember some of the people I worked with, and I would think, it just doesn't feel genuine from them. Not to say that I thought myself better than them. I just knew when somebody was like in alignment and when not. Even though I myself probably wasn't always in alignment either, I could tell it with other people, because it was just, they moved different, you know. They would move different, they would be different. And again, not to judge, but still a lot of you are taking it seriously here. And then one last card. I want a Gods and Titans card. Green Man, Abundance. There's a lot of abundance coming your way. There's a lot of, you know what I'm getting? Now that I'm looking at this reconciliation card, some of you are reconciling with that aspect of you that knows it's okay to make a lot of money and to be abundant. Because if some of you have been falling off of that particular mindset for a bit, maybe something really, really fractured that idea that you're okay, that it's okay to have abundance. For example, maybe you want to become wealthy, but you've been around or have met some wealthy people who just don't have the best morals, or they have just such an icky attitude. is what I want to say. I don't want to say anything bad about it, but like I've seen and met people who, you know, they might be millionaires, etc., but their attitudes towards certain things are just so off-putting. And that kind of mentality can make an individual think like, well, I don't want to be anything like that. If that's what money does to a person, then I don't want to be this way. You could be reconciling the fact that you don't have to be that way, even though you make a lot of money. That's just an example, of course, but this reconciliation, if it's not a person, it could be an idea that you used to have that maybe you fell off from, but you're coming back to it because you understand that you were being led astray for a reason, or that you were meant to not be one with that particular mindset, because you had to readjust how you saw that mindset to make sure that as you head toward this goal, that you don't become the very thing you dislike, or you don't become something that you find unsavory in some way, shape, or form. Very interesting. Same thing with, for example, maybe you want to be like really good at makeup or into makeup, but there's like, and this is an example, I'm not calling people out here, but you may feel that maybe people who wear a lot of makeup are very shallow and superficial, etc. But the truth is, not everybody who wears really, really good makeup or doesn't know how to make their makeup is that way. That's just certain people, you know, and you don't have to be like that person. So for a lot of you, this is the kind of reconciliation I'm getting. And that makes a lot more sense if it's not, you know, an actual person. So let's, if this sounds like you, if this sounds like something you want to continue hearing about. Let's move on to the tarot portion, because I really love this energy. It's very uplifting after, like, well, I'm not sure what some of you have been going through, but especially if you've been going through a hard time, a message like this, that money's coming in, that you're using your intuition to help yourself out and other people out as well. And in helping them out, I feel like you help yourself out. Because it's very common for tarot readers in general to find very similar messages, or messages that they themselves need to hear within the readings that we share. So there's that aspect of vulnerability that I don't know if a lot of people talk about in these readings. That everything or most things that we share on these readings in some way, shape, or form may also apply to us, even if it's just in a little minor way, which is odd because I had this very negative person in one of the readings that I had, like, come at me about a particular reading, and I forget what it was, but in one of the messages they sent, because they sent a lot, they said, I hope this happens to you. And I remember sitting there thinking, this has happened to me. That's part of the reason I was able to read that reading, is because I understood the energy. It already has happened to me. And the reading itself wasn't even that negative. They just decided to take it negatively, and they wanted to wish that which they saw on me. And I was like, okay. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but anyway, I just thought it was funny that they thought that that hadn't already happened to me. And sometimes the readings I have do eventually catch up with me, which is interesting when I go back and watch those readings. Anyway, pile 2. If you're a tarot reader and this has happened to you, let me know in the comments below. So, messages from your spirit team. Ace of Pentacles. You've really been working hard on something, because I see this in the past energy where you have sown the seeds for greatness. You have sown the seeds for something to flourish. We have Death. And it's interesting because, like I said, I feel like you had to leave certain things behind, certain projects, certain mindsets, maybe even certain goals or certain dreams that you previously had. We have the Page of Swords. And part of the reason is because you had to take a new perspective to this. You had to see this in a different light. You weren't seeing it in the best light, or you weren't seeing everything about it. We also have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, because it really turned you off to this particular situation. You had to take a step back from certain goals you had because you weren't seeing it for what it was. And if you were to proceed with it, you would not have been in the best mindset to receive it, accept it, keep it, or be on board with it. We also have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's meant to be reversed. Something has been revealed to you about this, and now you know how to move forward with it. It's kind of like you took the blindfold off. And it's interesting because I don't remember if the Rider-Waite Death card also has this, but in this one, if you can see it, he's got a blindfold. Or she. This death figure has a blindfold. And in the Eight of Swords, there's a blindfold on, but reversed. It's like it fell off. It's coming off. You're no longer blinding yourself to a situation. You're no longer going in it with rose-colored glasses. You're seeing everything for what it is. And I guess if we're talking about people, it could be the same thing. You're no longer seeing them with rose-colored glasses. So you finally know and understand what the situation is here. Let's get more cards to clarify this. So whenever this situation arises, pile 2, you'll definitely be ready. We have the Four of Wands. Yeah, this is being ready, but also understanding that you're meant to celebrate the things that you are wanting to go for. Any win, you're meant to celebrate. Everything that you have accomplished, everything that you have earned, you more than should celebrate it, because in celebrating it, you give gratitude. I know because I've done this where I win awards and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I don't know why I'm like that. Depending on what it is, I still am, and in the past, I guess. But it's okay to celebrate your wins. Celebrate your wins because it's a form of gratitude. It's not a form of boasting or bragging. You being proud of yourself is a form of gratitude. You know, grateful to yourself that you're able to see something through. Grateful to yourself that you were able to accomplish something. Let's get the Death card. We have the Five of Cups. Yeah, for a lot of you, you could... Let me get the rest of the cards before I move on. Five of Swords. I think it's very easy for you to get discouraged sometimes or feel that you don't deserve a win. Ace of Swords. But that mentality is coming to an end because I don't know who it is that makes you feel bad about having nice things or winning something, or maybe your family didn't really celebrate your wins. I'm getting that whole thing where, like, at least in the US, you know, where you might be a person who gets all A's all the time, but the one time you get a B, people are so disappointed. But what they don't understand is that a B is still like a good mark. Like, it's still passing, especially if it was like a difficult test or subject. It's still a passing grade. But the kids who always get C's and D's, and, you know, the ones who always get lower marks, the minute they get the 1A, they get so celebrated. So you could be dealing with that kind of background or mentality. Like, maybe your parents didn't celebrate all your good marks and all your good wins, which is ridiculous because there is a chance that they themselves didn't get good marks if that's the case. I know that's always, at least when I see it, because I would be there, like, with that one parent disappointed in the 1B that their all A student got. And I never asked because I was too scared as a child, but I would want to ask, like, what were your grades like in school? Were your grades just like that? Were they? Because chances are they weren't. A lot of chances are that they weren't, or they didn't have those. And I knew this because of where their parents were from and what they did, what their jobs were. So, yeah, very interesting indeed. But for some of you who come from a background where your family didn't want to celebrate your wins, or they didn't understand your wins, so they didn't want to celebrate it, I can see why you had to get a new mindset, a new perspective, because you had to be your own cheerleader. You had to be your own #1 fan here. There are people around you that didn't understand you, so you had to learn how to really get your own sense of validation and not external validation, which I understand a little bit, Pile, too. 5 of Swords, yeah, a no-win situation. It's like, whether I pass or fail, it's going to be the same, so who cares? And then 5 of Cups is like being stuck, again, being stuck on the 1B or C grade when everything else was an A. Which, by the way, if you're not from the US, A is like a 10-10. It's 100%. It's like the best grade. A B would be below that. A C would be below that. You know, just the rankings. Yeah. So that's a mentality we had to shift out of here, Pile 2. And let's get one more. The 5 of Pentacles reversed. Finding your worth. Understanding that your worth is not measured by anybody else or anything external, but by yourself. Because upright, it means a sense of lacking. But you don't lack for anything, Pile 2. And having overcome this particular mindset is so beautiful because you know your sense of worth. And nobody can tell you this. Absolutely nobody. You don't seek anyone's approval. You don't seek anyone's... Again, you don't seek that external validation. You, oh, beautiful, the Queen of Cups here. You know your own worth and you love yourself, and that's all that matters. And this particular energy is exactly what brings you success. It's like you feel it before you are it. You feel very powerful, rich, successful before you actually become it because you essentially are it. And in the past, I feel like people have tried to drag you down or try to make you feel worse or try to make you feel that the decisions you've made are not the best. And maybe you even started believing that because maybe 1 or 2 things went wrong. But in the long run, you weren't counting all the good things that were better. It's like you can make a list of the good and the positive and the negative. But if you put more weight on those few negative things as opposed to the weight of all the good positive things, then of course it's going to seem like a failure. So maybe for some of you, you never really failed. It was just the mindset that you saw that made you feel that you were a failure. And it's odd. It's kind of like society was gaslighting you in some way, or maybe you were gaslighting yourself because society told you that that's what that was happening. You know, it's like you want to believe the few haters as opposed to the more numerous lovers out there, because there's a lot of people who love what you do, and the few people who dislike you, like their opinion is not important. They're probably louder than the people who do like you, but you gotta ignore them and really embrace every win that you have. Embrace every positive thing that comes through, because that's one way you show gratitude. It's very much that energy of like whatever you draw attention to is what you will bring to you. So when you bring attention to all the beautiful things in the world, like the universe will bring you more of that. So a very simple message, I think, but I think for a lot of you, this has been something that's been very difficult to either wrap your mind around or to get out of an unhealthy dynamic of, because it definitely feels that you try to succeed in something, but certain energies are trying to get in the way.
So yeah, I love this energy for you, pile 2. Let's get your closing messages. For my pile 2, we are using the Animal Apothecary. Okay, that was a lousy shuffle. We have evolve into your complexity. Yeah, for a lot of you, you're becoming different. It's that Uranus energy coming through again. You're evolving into a very different person. Like, you're very complex, and I don't think you're meant to be understood by everyone. Like, it's okay if you're not understood by everyone. Whatever it is that you are, that's what you're meant to be, and you don't have to explain yourself to any outside sources. Because unless they have anything directly to do with you, like, what does it matter? You know? And even then, those who love you will take you for everything that you are. We also have Sage, be devoted and committed. For a lot of you, you're devoting yourself to something new, or whatever it is that is coming upon you. I feel like you're going to find a lot of sense of gratification, because with devotion and commitment come along whenever something is really good to you, you know? Think of a relationship. You tend to be more committed to a person, or you will want to commit to a person who treats you well. So I feel like whatever's coming in for you, you will want to commit to it because it opens up worlds for you, which is very interesting. Let's go ahead and get... This is my handmade oracle. I really like this one. This one, we're using that one. One. I don't remember what's on most of these, if any. I always get confused. That one. Ooh. One more? Okay. Oh, spicy. Okay. So for my pile 2, what messages do we have for you? Love never ends. It only evolves and grows. Yeah, for some of you, I feel like you've never really lost your passion or love for something. You just had to rewire it, and it had to grow into something more or develop itself into something different. We also have, don't be afraid to be direct. Sometimes a situation calls for no nonsense. Ooh, I like this. You might be getting very direct with certain people, or very upfront, very blunt as well, because I feel like you're tired of being misunderstood or not being heard here. But this is in a good way. We also have, I choose love in every moment and every way. Lots of loving energy coming through for you, pile 2. Speak with the kind of voice that you need to get your message across. For some of you, you could decide to speak in a different way, or maybe this new environment or this whatever success this is will allow you to find the right kind of voice for yourself. And then surround yourself with the things you love. Lots about love here, but not romantic love, of course. It's more like the love of the universe. I feel like the universe is sending you love. And we find this in like the everyday things that we do, you know? In the way we decide to listen to good music, to nourish and feed ourselves good food, maybe doing something nice for yourself, like going on a walk, or just deciding to take a really luxurious bath, like using all the good stuff that you have in your bath that you never want to use. That's what I'm getting. Like, you're finally spoiling yourself, and the universe is following suit. Let's get your runes on my pile 2. Okay, we got 3. We have, this is it Suilo, the self? You're really focusing on yourself again, and I really love this. We also have Hagalas, disruption, especially because I feel like something or someone was trying to disrupt your own relationship with yourself, your own love of yourself as well. And then we have the blank rune, which is meant to portray the destiny that you have. So it's really like you're finally allowed to make your destiny out to be whatever it is that you want, because no one's getting in the way of this, and no one is able to color your perception of the kind of life that it is that you are meant to have. But this is where I leave it, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the, I want to say this is called the Spirit of Animals, the Spirit Animal deck. Yes, the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Then we have your reading here for you. Messages from Spirit, urgent messages from your spirit guides, from your spirit team, from whatever it is that you believe in has to send you messages. It could be your ancestors, it could be the universe. We're just looking to see what is What is in store for you, pile 3? I have to apologize for my hands. They are a hot mess, but bear with me. I was called to do this because I was literally just, well, one, taking off my nail polish, and I got this sudden urge to listen to the White Stripes in the Cold, Cold Night. And it's an interesting song because it's one of the few that Meg White sings on her own. And it's got some a very specific type of vibe. Some of you, we are dealing with people of the night or certain sudden urges of the night is what I'm getting. So, and whenever my nails are not done here, I always get something about having to be very bare, if you will, very honest, very stripped down. And you can take that in any way that you want to see fit. But for some of you, we could be dealing with a romantic situation or matters of the heart here, because in the Cold, Cold Night it does talk about seeing somebody in the Cold, Cold Night. So let's go ahead and get your cards. Let's not waste any time here. So for my pile 3, what do their spirit guides, what urgent messages do they have? Yeah, listen to that song. I may link it. Like, it's a really good song because the whole song is coming through, not any specific lyric, but it's about desiring somebody. We have Groundhog Spirit, time to let go, 31. Not Groundhog Day. For some of you, this could be something that's been repeating itself. Because isn't that what the movie's about? Groundhog Day? We also have Bobcat Spirit, Life is a Mystery. Yeah, that song gives very mysterious vibes. And for a lot of you, you could be dealing with a mysterious person or situation. Maybe you yourself are very mysterious and don't realize it. We have Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely. Okay, so we're talking about making good decisions here. Also, this little pig has wings. So the saying, when pigs fly, comes to mind. You also have Bat Spirit, more, you know, further emphasizing the nighttime. A rebirth is assured. And Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. I've mentioned this in a previous reading before, but when I see vultures, to me they signify the universe coming in to take out something that is no longer needed or that is quite literally dead, because vultures do eat up the roadkill on the roads. So there is something here about, it's like Spirit is trying to preserve your innocence by letting you know that it's time to let go of certain situations, possibly people, maybe specifically people in your romantic life. If you've noticed that you've been dating a specific type of person, I feel like you will no longer be dating this type of person. We could be talking about one specific person or a type. Like if you have a specific type and you're realizing the patterns here, I feel like it's time to let that go, whatever it may be. So if you know, and this is especially true for my casual daters out there or for people who are not committed. If you've noticed that you seem to have only one type or you seem to only attract a specific type of person, I feel like the universe is taking these people out of your life for a reason. Because for some of you, I'm even seeing a trifecta of these three. Of this type of person. Like maybe you've dated 3 of the same type of person. And I see and feel that this person could possibly be toxic. This type of person could be toxic. It's weird that I'm saying both single and plural. So for some of you, it could be multiple, and for some of you, it could just be one. But you will know. You will know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Back of the deck. Dragonfly. Truth transcends illusion. There is some truth about the kind of people that you've been dating that is coming to the light. And I feel like this is your own personal truth. I keep hearing a lot of music in this one. I'm hearing Depeche Mode, Personal Jesus, and from that song I am hearing a specific lyric. Feeling unknown when you're all alone. Dressed in feeling alone. Feeling unknown when you're all alone. Something something on the telephone. Lift up the receiver, I'll make you a believer. So I feel like there's a specific phone call or video call, like a specific conversation in general, that is going to really be eye-opening in this particular situation. This does have to do with the kind of love you attract. This does have to do with relationships. So if this is not what you want to hear, you can choose another pile. It's interesting because I was getting some inspiration for future love readings earlier. And well, let me not get ahead of myself because I don't want to talk about it and then never release it. But let's see what the tea leaves have to say for you, my beautiful pile 3, regarding the situation that is either it's coming to an end, or with this rebirth, I just feel like your love life in general is going to go through a rebirth. Like you will be attracting better quality people, or at the very least better quality dates. Like if the people are the same, the dates will be different, like, or the environment may be different as well. Because there's something sweet about you. And I feel like as much as you try, I don't think you could ever be the type of player that some of the people you yourself have dated would try to be. Because you don't have that kind of heart. Heck, even if people have accused you of being this way, I know I have. I've been accused of being somebody who like dates around a lot. And I'm like, well, I'm in my single era. Of course I'm going to date around a lot because I'm not ready to settle down. Maybe you've been going through something similar, or you just can't seem to find the right kind of person that you would want to settle down with. So whatever the situation is, let's get the tea leaves. We have Quill, get back to the basics. I love this because this is getting back to yourself, you know, nurturing yourself, eating healthy, doing your meditation, your mental health, wellness things, hitting the gym, being healthy. I just see you focusing on yourself a little bit more in every way, shape, and form. We have Firecracker, excitement. I feel like a lot of you were chasing excitement for a long time. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting fun, exciting relationships or fun, exciting dates and whatnot here. After all, the Cold Cold Night song does make me think of like a hookup kind of situation. Like you only saw this person because they were really fun, but the nighttime makes me think that this was something that wasn't meant to be in the light. Like maybe you just wanted to have fun, but it was never meant to be anything serious. Or I don't know, there was just something interesting about that specific situation. We have Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Yeah, for some of you, you could end up having problems with a specific person or situation if you don't watch out, which could be why the universe is trying to take this specific person out. We have Bread, period of prosperity and abundance. So a lot of you, you're going to be focusing on your money as well. That's getting back to basics, focusing on your budget, on your job, maybe advancing forward somehow. We also have V, victory in some endeavor. You will be victorious in finding whatever it is that you want, pile 3. I'm not going to say it's a relationship if you don't want one, but victory makes me think that you're going to have a prosperous life regardless. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you are seeking, it will come to you. We also have Axe, forces working against you. I do feel that the specific romantic environment that you've been in, either there are people in it working against you somehow, or that whole environment was working against you, if that makes any sense. Like it was holding you back, or individual people themselves could be holding you back. Or it was just like, yeah, it's like if you were dating people that really, like maybe they were a bit toxic, they brought down your energy, like they brought down your vibration, and that's not what we need here. It's interesting. Yeah, I feel like it was just keeping you. And the fact that it's an axe also lets me know that it's time to axe certain things out. We have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. It makes me think of an Aries. So maybe some of you were attracting a lot of Aries people, or maybe you yourself are an Aries as well. But regardless, stubborn, aggressive energy is here, and that could be you, that could be the people you're attracted to. It could be an ex. Ooh, kangaroo. Unsettled times, need to plan ahead. I feel like your life is better without these people in it, quite honestly. Because there's something about this energy that just feels tired, and like it used to be fun, but it's no longer fun, you know? It used to be fun. The initial V could be of importance here for those of you who that is important to, just because we have V as in victory. Maybe somebody's named Victor or Victoria. Let's get the rest of your cards. So we're definitely talking about relationships here, but not just relationships, also the energy that this environment of dating or relationships brought to you. For some of you, you could have been dating like within a circle of friends, if that makes any sense. Like maybe they were all friends with each other. That's not everyone, of course. You have Gemini, information to explain, communications about, resulting from the fluctuations of. So there is a conversation to be had here. I keep seeing that. Gemini to me is communication. They're also really known for being good gossips, so there might be some gossip about the situation. Let's get the rest of your cards. I'm getting one card from all the oracles that you will see in the
in the piles. Well, most of them. Okay, we got 2 from this one. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. It's interesting that we're talking about romance, and here we have fall into my arms, which is a very beautiful saying. Like, you want to fall into somebody's arms, or maybe somebody here wants to fall into yours. Then we also have deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. For a lot of you, you're going through some sort of healing. And I feel like the arms you're about to fall into, I mean, you could read it that there is something about a physical intimacy being very healing here. And I don't want to give you delusions that if we're talking about a toxic person or a toxic environment, that that's going to heal you. But I have seen it where women try to heal themselves through finding themselves in different partners. And these arms that you're supposed to fall into are your own. It is quite possible that there are somebody's arms that want to fall into you. Because now I'm hearing Maisie Stars fade into you. Lots of songs here. Specifically like 90s alternative. Or no, Depeche Mode's 80s. Still, it's from a specific era. There is something to be said. Well, first of all, pile 3, the love you give is very healing. So it's no surprise that toxic people are attracted to you because you heal that part of themselves that they refuse to heal on their own. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're meant to be there for them. And unless they're really, really willing to change, and I mean, how much change would they need to go through in order to actually be there with you and for you, pile 3? I don't think you're meant to wait and find out. I think you're meant to just wish them well and move on your own. Because the energy suddenly shifted when I got these cards. Also, speaking of falling into arms, look at this cute little groundhog. I didn't even realize that he's holding this little heart, and it is the cutest thing. It is the cutest thing. He's holding a heart, which makes sense because Groundhog Day in the US is, it's in February, and that makes me think of Valentine's Day. So for some of you, February could be of importance. Valentine's Day could be of importance. Aquarius season in general could be of importance here. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I think I'm going to do a sparkly oracle deck card. For my pile 3. Turquoise, what would your ideal self do? This is getting back to basics. It's like, this is your higher self coming through, asking you to remember what it is that you want in a connection and to never compromise yourself or your wishes or your dreams for somebody else. This is you understanding that you shouldn't have to change drastically to be in a connection. Because yes, I mean, I do think we have to change a little bit to fit into somebody else's life if we want to pursue a connection with them. But it shouldn't be so drastic to the point where you're ignoring your own feelings or ignoring the person that you truly are. For example, let's say you want to get with somebody, but they want an open connection. If you don't want an open connection, then it's not meant to be, because you shouldn't have to put up with that quote, quote, open connection if you yourself don't want it, or if you yourself aren't comfortable with it. That's one example coming through. Another one is like, let's say there's somebody here who expects you to be a little bit more quiet and submissive. If that quiet and submissiveness doesn't come naturally to you, I don't think it's for you to, you know, make yourself smaller or less in a connection in order to fit that. Just put whatever, you know, makes sense within that kind of example. You shouldn't have to change yourself that much. Now, things that should change, I think, are things like communication, like, you know, trying to be more clear, concise, or communicate more clearly, making space and time for each other for sure, but not to the extent where your boundaries get overtaken. You know, there are compromises in every relationship, but it should never be something that depletes you or that makes you smaller. And for some of you, I feel like you were on the verge of doing that, or you had already done that previously. There's something here about your inner truth as well. Let's get the rest of your cards. I'm going to get another astrology card. Oh, okay, so this pile, there's a lot of messages coming in for you. No wonder I had to do it out of nowhere. We have Mars, motion, 22. I love this. I love this. Also, we have 22 come out twice here with the Dragonfly Spirit and Mars. For a lot of you, there's something about
There's something about relationships having to be something that is always moving in action, growing. It's like verb is a love. Sorry, love is a verb. Love is a verb, and you expect love to feel like something that is never truly dead, or that never gets boring, or that is never complacent. That's not going to resonate with everybody, but for a lot of you, there could have been some sort of upheaval in a past connection where either you didn't argue enough or you argued too much, and it's kind of like there has to be a healthy amount of I don't want to say arguing, but definitely two people fighting for what they want in a connection. Because I've been in both, and I feel like neither is better than the other. There should be like a good communication between two parties where they both strive for something within a connection. I know this seems a little counterintuitive, like a connection should be worth fighting for, basically is what I'm trying to say. And you both should be wanting to fight for something here. This also lets me know that maybe some of you focus a little bit too much on the passion when it comes into a relationship, which is great in the beginning. I feel like it's what brings you together. But in the long run, you have to ask yourself whether it's worth pursuing that. You know, is it worth staying in a connection just because the getting is good, essentially? That's not going to be for everybody. I know it's like a select few of you, but if it resonates, it resonates. And then for some of you, I'm seeing... This is an energy I don't understand because I don't know. Okay, for some of you, you've been using your body and your physical intimacy a little bit too much to get people to do what you want in a connection. And I think you need to step back and ask yourself why that is, because it's almost like you might suppress your personality because you feel like it's not enough and only your body or whatever it is that you have to offer is. So there's something here about that. Let's see. Let me get another card to see if we can elaborate on that particular energy. Not that there's anything wrong, you know, with having a good time physically, but I feel like some of you have to really question your motives when it comes to getting physically intimate with somebody. Aries War. Well, there we go. For some of you, there's an Aries here. We got Mars, Aries, and Ram. But there's also something here. Oh, okay. For some of you, I feel like you think love is a battlefield, or that love should be something that is always like a struggle or something you're always fighting for. And you might have a hard time understanding that love, first of all, Venus is nothing like Mars. I mean, yes, that's why they're attracted to each other, but Venus is feeling at ease. This is you being far too much in your masculine energy, regardless of your gender here, when it comes to relationships, and not allowing the feminine to flow, not allowing Venus herself to come through. Because even though Mars is her lover, she has to be the one who overtakes the relationship to bring ease, not just to herself, but to her lover, Mars here as well. So for a lot of you, tapping into your feminine energy is going to help a lot when it comes to relationships. So if this sounds like you, if you want to move forward with whatever messages Spirit has to say about your love connections and your romantic energy, then let's get into the tarot. And if this is where you leave me, then I will see you in the other piles as well. So the tarot portion, we're doing a little bit more specific, well, not specifically. It may or may not have anything to do with this specific topic. But I am doing it more like a story style to see what it is that your spirit guides, what the universe has to say. We are using the Empyrean Tarot. Sorry, it's in a weird position. All the way back here. For my pile 3, what urgent messages does Spirit have for them? We have the Conqueror of Pentacles. Take it slow in connections. Some of you may not like that, especially if you have a lot of that Aries energy. I only have Venus in Aries, so I understand. But for a lot of you, and Mars on my ascendant, but for a lot of you, taking it slow will definitely help. We also have the Six of Swords. I will elaborate on that in a moment. We have the Five of Pentacles reversed. I love it. This is you finding your self-worth. We have, oh, the Ten of Swords. Well, Ten of Swords. Is it meant to be reversed? I'm going to take it reversed because I feel like for a lot of you, like I said, there's like an ending to a specific energy that you were, I'm hearing that you were roasting in, that you were submerged in. We have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, okay, I love this energy because you are letting go of a lot of burdens and stress. Maybe some of you are quite literally moving physically, so you will no longer have to deal with these kinds of people. Or it could just be that you're choosing better. You're choosing better for yourself. We have the 9 of Wands. You're letting your guard down. For a lot of you, it could have been very difficult to be vulnerable with people. And why that is, I'm not sure, but I feel like vulnerability has been something that you've had trouble with. Yeah, we have the Tower reversed. The Queen of Swords. I'm hearing I thought I was smart about this, but you are. You very much are. You took a calculated risk. You took a calculated risk, and there's nothing wrong with this, pile 3. It doesn't make you any less smart. And I will elaborate on that. We have the 9 of Pentacles. You finding your self-worth, like I said. You're understanding the value of yourself. And we also have the Queen of Cups. This is beautiful. Back of the deck. We have the Ace of Wands. A new beginning in love. And of course, we have the most phallic symbol here. Oh, interesting. Is this the Hermit? Yep. Some of you could be either getting into or coming out of a hermit phase when it comes to dating, love, and relationships. Like, I feel like for a long time, you weren't really seeing anybody or you didn't want to. And I don't blame you. With the King of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords, you're slowly progressing into something different. You're slowly realizing and understanding your self-worth here, because being in that toxic energy or having that specific type of person that you are attracted to was really bringing you down, and it wasn't allowing you to see exactly everything that you're worth. It's kind of like if you were just getting into one-night stands or flings, you were doing it initially for excitement and for fun and of course for physical purposes, but after a while it was like depleting your energy and or making you feel less and less worthy. I mean, especially when you're getting into connections where they don't seem to really care about your feelings, or they don't really seem to honor what it is that you are. All they want you is for, you know, the one thing that you have to offer, or the one thing that they want from you. Sorry, I don't mean that you only have one thing to offer, but they could have made you feel that you only had one thing to offer here, pile 3. But I feel like that became a burden. Like I said, I feel like initially it didn't feel this way, because no one ever goes into something wanting to feel less. It just ended up happening to you, pile 3. With the 9 of Wands, I do see that for a moment, you kind of allowed this energy to make you, it made you very, please, I don't mean to have my mind in the gutter. It hardened your outer shell. Let's put it that way. I was going to say to make you hard, but I was like, wait, no. No, okay. It hardened your outer shell because it's kind of like you've been used and left to, you know, what's the expression here? You just felt used, essentially. You felt used by people. And the Tower reversed lets me know that I feel like there was, for some of you, there was a specific scenario or maybe a particular person where you thought to yourself, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. If we're talking about one person that you had a big thing with, I feel like it was like one specific night or one specific situation with that person that made you think, I'm not putting up with this. Because the Queen of Swords here, you know your worth. And even though you let yourself pretend for a moment that you didn't know your worth, that you were stupid. Like, I feel like sometimes smart people, really, really intelligent people, do stupid things out of the fact that they are very mentally bored, or the fact that they're just bored in general. So they will do this, but what they don't realize is that they can get themselves hurt doing that. But I feel like part of them, like a very quote, quote, psychopathic part of them that kind of wants to be hurt, wants to do it again out of boredom or loneliness or just lack of mental stimulation. I've seen this and I'm not even judging it. I just know it. I'm aware of it. I think I've done it a few times myself before. You will do stupid things because you're bored or because you feel that you're that you can't get caught or that you will come back on top. It's really our ego getting in the way of us understanding that we need to protect ourselves. It's kind of like being, I don't know why I'm seeing this specifically, and I hate it because I'm not a Twilight fan. I'm not, but I'm thinking of the second book, and maybe this happens in the movie too. I'm not sure, but the one where what's his face? Edward, is that his name? Edward leaves Bella.
And Bella is just like about to do something really risky, and out of nowhere he comes in and saves her. That's what I'm getting. It's like you felt so that your love life, or maybe your life in general, was just so not what you expected or wanted, that you were like, let me decide to take this toxic person or toxic environment for a ride. I'm not here to encourage that. And if you are doing that, I kindly suggest that maybe you not do that, pile 3, because you deserve so much more than that. Stop giving your time to the people that you know don't value you. You are worth so much more than this. With the 9 of Globes, I know you will see it and I know you will understand. 9 of Globes, 9 of Pentacles is an energy of you knowing your self-worth and having everything that you want, and it is there for you. For a lot of you, you may have already had this. Maybe you already live a life where you have everything except maybe a partner or a romantic relationship. And of course, you're even wondering whether this is even worth it. But in the end, Queen of Cups here, this is letting you know you have far too much love to be living this kind of lifestyle. You have far too much love in your heart for yourself and for people in general. It wouldn't surprise me if you are the kind of person who can find the most toxic person and find something genuinely lovable about them, which is a beautiful, beautiful trait to have, but it's also a double-edged sword, because like I said, this means you could give the world to people who aren't even, I mean, I guess it's mean to say that they're not worthy of it, but they're definitely not worthy of your love if they're just not going to value it, pile 3. But I do see this coming to an end. We have the Ace of Wands, a new beginning. We have the Hermit, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, you learning your own value. The only queen that hasn't come through is the Queen of Wands, but that's because, like I said, you're already in this Queen of Wands energy. You're already very attractive. You're throwing yourself out there in this beautiful love space, but it's time for you to value yourself. And I'm not saying you have to quit dating altogether. I just feel like your level of dating is going to change so much. It's going to be different. You're going to attract different people, different situations, and this comes as a result of you valuing yourself more. For example, if all you were attracting was broke people, you're about to attract people with money. So don't worry about having to spend your cash on them. Or, for example, if all you attracted were people who had no interest in a relationship, I feel like you will start attracting people who are dating to find somebody. And I'm not necessarily saying that you may find somebody within this, but they're going to take you more seriously. And they're going to be much more gentle with your heart here. And much more respectful of your time as well. So yeah, I love this energy for you, pile 3. And maybe this was a little bit of a difficult message to get across. But like I said, I was called to do this out of nowhere because I wanted to go to sleep. But I was like, no, I got a reading in me and I need to say it right now before the energy runs out. But these are the urgent messages for you from Spirit. But let's go ahead and close this out with some final messages for you, my dear, lovely pile 3. I'm going to use my handmade oracle. Somebody is going to come through. Somebody's going to ask for you back. I feel like it's a toxic person. Somebody from this past energy of the toxic dating world. Because I'm hearing the song Beggin' by either Måneskin or Frankie Valli, whichever you prefer. I like both, so just choose your mode. Okay, this one. We have this one. Oh, this one's pretty. Let's use that one. I don't know what these say. That one. One more. How many do I have? 4. Okay, that one. That one. Oh, 2 fell out. Okay, cool. So, pile 3, we have your beauty is divine. Yes, you are so beautiful. Like, something about your beauty isn't just, you know, physically attractive. It's divine. Like, it's this angelic, energetic presence that you have. Intuition is the key. Trust. A lot of you, you're tapping back into your intuition. The thoughts we choose to think are the tools we use to paint the canvas of our lives, Louise Hay. Yeah, for some of you, you've been in some negative thoughts, and that's been shaping the way you see life, whether you realize it or not. We have your beauty is multidimensional. Like I said, your beauty is divine and multidimensional. I'm going to put this right here. Because you're not just beautiful on the outside, you're beautiful on the inside. You're beautiful in the way you move, in the way you talk, in the way you live life, pile 3. We have the seeds of this are growing. Interesting. You sowed some seeds in this toxic environment, but it's going to grow something good. I'm thinking of a lotus that grows in the mud, you know, which you
may or may not see it as a toxic environment, but something beautiful will come of this. I feel like it's the love of yourself, truly. We also have, I know you got this. You were meant for more. Yeah, you were meant for more than what you currently have, pile 3. Let's get your runes. And then we'll get the last of your cards. Okay, you got 5. Okay, we have Berkano, which is love, which makes sense. We have Wunjo, which is joy. So I do see joy and love coming through for you. We also have, this is safety, AWAS. So for a lot of you, you are safe. You're going to be, I'm hearing safe and sound. I forget who the band is, but this was from like the 2010s. I can lift you up. I can show you where you want to be and take you where you want to be. Something like that. It's a really beautiful song. I love it. We have Kanaz, luck. And Esau, standstill. I feel like for a lot of you, life has come to a standstill because you're working on yourself. But with Kanaz, there's good luck coming towards you. Let's get your... I think I want to use the ancestor cards. Yeah, why not? Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Where is your soul guiding you, pile 3? I feel like your soul is trying to take you somewhere. And even as I said that, like my heart opened up a lot. For a lot of you, some heart chakra energy healing could be very beneficial, but your heart is also trying to tell you something here. We also have, there is, for a lot of you, there's a soulmate out there who's about to come into your life. And I'm not here to, you know, feed delusions, but this feeling that I'm getting from the heart is very beautiful and opening. And I feel like you will understand this when you meet somebody and they bring your heart at ease. They don't make you nervous. You don't make them nervous. You're both on the same level and you bring them at ease. We have opportunity, number 16. So an opportunity could be coming for you. See beyond the past, 23. I did mention earlier that some of you could have somebody from your past coming back. Nourishment while waiting. So 2 ways I'm taking this. With see beyond the past, I'm being let know that you have to see beyond your past situations, to not be so afraid that a cycle will repeat itself. I say this having met certain exes from like years ago, exes that I had terrible fallouts with. And it's interesting that I'm having to be met face to face with them in certain situations. But things have changed. And of course, the feelings here are just so different is what I'm seeing. That you will, it's kind of like you're going to see yourself stand before them and know that you've overcome a lot. So you are no longer your past self, pile 3. This is what I mean to say. With nourishment while waiting, again, focus on yourself, focus on the basics while you wait for your perfect person to come through. I do feel for a lot of you, there is someone out there meant for you, but if love is not something that you truly care about, then focus on yourself anyway. This particular soulmate could be somebody, it could even be like, you know, a pet, a child, a friend, somebody that's meant to be in your life to, you know, fill it with love and remind you just how wonderful you are. But this is where I leave it, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the Sacred Destiny Oracle, then we have a reading here for you of urgent messages from the universe, anything your guides, your spirit team, the universe, or whoever it is that you believe in, including your higher self, have to tell you. So there's not really a theme here. I just want to see what we're channeling, and we're going to start with the oracle you chose, and we're going to use other cards, and then of course go into the tarot to see more in depth what the message is about. I kind of like these open readings because sometimes themes that I don't really think about or that I would never think to ask come through. For my pile 4, no, 3, 4, 4. We have success, opportunity. Ooh, I'm liking this. So some of you have an opportunity for something here for sure that may be successful. Enlightenment. I'm being told to keep it reversed. I don't typically read these cards reversed. I think the enlightenment just means that you're quite not open to this yet. Like you might be on the fence about it, or you might like just not really perceive this to be something successful at first. But it's like you need to be further enlightened. So let's keep it reversed for now. We have new beginning. Also reversed. So some of you are just afraid of a new beginning. That's for sure. I'm not going to keep that reversed because I kind of want you to be open to at least what this reading has to say, what your spirit guides want you to come through with. And protection. Yeah, you're divinely protected here. So I want to get, what's back of the deck? Blessings. You're about to come upon something where you're going to be blessed. It's going to be successful. The opportunity itself, though, you might be hesitant on because you're not quite sure about it yet. This enlightenment card lets me know that either it's something you've never really heard of before, or something you never thought to do, or something you never thought you would be able to do. It could just be something very new. I'm thinking of like how when new careers open up because of technology, somebody is just not really, you know, they're not familiar with the background of it or what it actually is. But I do feel with protection and success here, bookending and blessing. Bookending these cards, I feel like you're going to be very divinely guided in this. It's like even if you're going in blindly, you're going to be very intuitively guided to whatever this is. And you will know this because it will feel very easy. The new beginnings card does let me know that you may have to give up something in order to proceed forward. So it's closing a chapter on something from the past and moving into a new chapter. You could have to leave behind, for example, a living situation, maybe people, if these are people that you know are not going to be able to come with you. I feel like a lot of you have a new beginning on the horizon and you're hesitant about it, not just because it's new, but also because you don't know much about it. But with protection here, like I said, the universe is divinely protecting you every step of the way. And I feel like you will have the right people along for the ride as well. Just to kind of give an example, this morning I had, you know, a whole different appointment booked this morning. I had plans, but I had to give that up the last minute. Well, within the hour of that appointment, luckily I was able to avoid a penalty fee because I had a dental emergency come up. So I went to this dental emergency and luckily they had an appointment same day. Like that's good divine timing there. That's the universe looking out for me. And then two, the person that I got was actually an expert in the thing that I needed to be seen in. And, you know, what are the chances of that? What are the odds of that happening within the same day? And this is not anything that I was expecting when I woke up this morning. I just woke up and realized, oh, there's a problem with my tooth. I better go see, somebody. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it might be out of nowhere. It could come on suddenly as well, but it might be out of nowhere and it might be something you've never heard of, but you're going to be given like the right people, the right steps. You're going to be guided in this, essentially. This is where the blessing comes from. I'm kind of seeing, the image I'm being shown is like you walking through the woods or a jungle, and then a bird shows up, a very colorful, bright bird, and you just keep following it, you know, as it glides from branch to branch, or it may even come down to the floor and like hop a little bit and guide you somewhere. So I feel like you will be, ooh, courage. This is testing your courage, your bravery and flow. I feel like the universe, and this is a good test. This is like, how good are you at following your gut and your intuition? Because I keep being shown going through the woods and following a bird, or, you know, whatever your preferred animal of choice is here. It could be a fox, it could be a squirrel. It's like something that already knows the way will guide you. And you could even see this as your literal guide, since we are talking about messages from your guides in the universe here. So I am loving this. Whatever this is, though, I'm already warning you, you're not expecting it. You may have never thought of it, but it's going to present itself. The fact that it's an opportunity lets me know that there is free will here. If you don't want this, you do not have to accept it. But I feel like the universe is here to, like I said, they're here to guide you. So let's go ahead and get some tea leaves just to see if there's anything more about this matter that we need to go into. Maybe a little bit more detail about what this could be. But I do see this being successful. I do see you having a good outcome along this. We have Beryl. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. I feel like this is coming about because you've been feeling a lack. And sometimes a lack mentality can close our eyes to certain things that we're not seeing. Because what that is that we're just keeping our views very narrow, or we're keeping our perspective very limited. And this happens to everybody. I don't feel like you have to be enlightened or unenlightened for this. I just feel like everybody at some point kind of forgets to look around, do the 380 view to see what else is out there. So for some of you, you're coming out of this barrel, or you're coming out of this lack mentality. Let's get another card. We have Mountain, major challenge to overcome. For some of you, this could come as a result of certain challenges coming up in your life. So like you're being guided out of those challenges or guided to a solution of those challenges. We have Angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm, just further confirming that you are protected and that you have a guide here. And I do feel like a lot of you will get visual proof of this, or if not visual, whatever it is that you need the most to feel that proof. For some people, it's just a knowing, like a clear cognizance. For some people, it's a feeling, clairsentient. You will get some sort of proof in the way that you choose to see that proof, or the way that you're better to able process that proof. We have Ant, work, achievement, and success. Yeah, success twice, protection twice. Your success is protected. It's like this success was meant for you. It's going to happen for you. We have Pin, new job, career. For a lot of you, it is a new career. I am feeling that, or at least a new job. We also have Dragon, beware of self-delusion. And I feel like for a lot of you, you feel that you're going to be in a sense of self-delusion because maybe you've tried this before. Maybe you've tried something new before and it didn't work out. Or maybe you just felt a little delusional having done something like this in the past and it didn't lead you anywhere. I mean, I feel like there are good things and bad things about this. So whatever that situation is that you're thinking about where you did follow what you thought was a guide, or what you thought was the right thing, you followed it and maybe it didn't work out. The problem wasn't the whole situation itself. It was a one particular blockage, struggle, or a mentality that you had to overcome within that. So it's kind of like a second practice round that you still didn't get right. That doesn't mean you will never get it right. I just feel like for a lot of you, there might be some sort of mirroring in a past situation. Again, to provide my own personal examples, I've done this where I've literally had a dream about my previous job and it was awful. So literally that morning before I even got out of bed, I applied for a new job in the comfort of my bed. And I just applied, on the phone, and later that day, I got an interview for that job. And I got that job right away, and I was making way more money, almost twice as much money. The job was way easier. The people were nicer. But at the end of the day, it was still the same job. So I wouldn't call it a failure. It was still like some of the same things kept coming up, like, certain types of people or certain types of co-workers. Not completely, but it's like, this is better than the last, but it's not exactly it. That's what I was getting. So look at all the positives from that failed attempt that you did and take that with you, and look at the negatives and see where it can get better. Sometimes manifestation works this way, where it's a trial basis. Like you do it once, you do it twice. Think of a video game where like you try to pass one level and you fail the first time, you try it again the second time, you got further, you did better, you got, higher marks, whatever the situation is, but you still didn't pass. So the third time around, heck, the fourth time, it's all about getting better and better. It's not about fail or success or fail. We can't have that black and white mentality here. We have to understand that we get better each and every time, not just through our own wisdom, but because we keep getting back up and trying. Back of the deck, we have November, which is actually the month that I am filming this in. So November could be of importance to you. This is meant to be a timeless reading, but do know that right now it is November when I am recording this. So if you happen to see this during November, this is more so for you, or it could happen in November. So let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I'm using the super sparkly. And the oracles that I've been using in every pile have kind of differed, so bear with me, have some patience with me. I'm just using whatever Spirit is asking me to use, and it's been different for every pile. So this one, we got 2 crystals. Moldavite. Oh my God, Moldavite is my favorite crystal. The first time I used it, I was literally, my spirit was shaking. I haven't had that kind of spirit shake in a long time. But whenever I get that, I know that my vibration is shifting so dramatically and so strongly that you just can't help but know that you're going to be a different person after the fact. In fact, there was a specific relationship in my life where I had this the first time I met them, where I was like, literally it was like my soul was shaking, but in a good way. I felt like it was a vibration. Like I couldn't you know, when you're shaking with excitement, that's what that felt like. And that relationship was amazing because I did so much within that connection that really did change my life for the better. Did it work out? Unfortunately, no. But I am grateful every day to that person and everything that happened within that connection, you know. So I feel like you're going to do the same thing here, Pile 4. And Malachite, break up with toxic old patterns. Oh, you know what this is? You're getting out of a toxic old pattern. You're getting out of a situation that just was not really the best for you. And maybe you're not going to realize this until you finally get out of it. Yeah, because right here next to the barrel and the mountain, this is a challenge to overcome. For a lot of you, this is going to be something that is hard to leave because, especially if we're dealing with like relationships or friendships or communities, something where you're just very used to the area, you're very used to something here. You may even find excuses to stay. That's a defense mechanism when we fear change, when we fear moving forward. And I feel like this gets stronger as we get older because, at least, I mean, I'm 34 now and I love change. I really do. But sometimes it's, for some of you, you might feel a little alone or a little lost or just a little bit of like, I feel like I've tried it all. Why should I try again? There is a little bit of sense of hopelessness for some of you. But I'm here to tell you this next time around is going to be even better because I like to see aging as not us getting weaker or more complacent. I like to see aging as us getting better and better every year until we're 100 and unstoppable, you know? And I've seen this. I mean, my great-grandfather lived to be 102 years old. And I think he didn't have any health ailments. Like, there was really nothing wrong with him aside from, you know, aging. I think he was just done, you know, at 102. I think he chose just to not, you know, wake up one day and go see the rest of our family, which is beautiful, you know, at 102. That's a long time. So I have that kind of mentality, luckily, on my family side, my mom's side. But let's get the rest of your cards. We get better and better every time. We get better and better every year. This is your mantra, Pile 4. So let's get your animal cards. We have Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. For a lot of you, this has to do with boundaries. And I've seen this before with people who don't know how to set boundaries. Sometimes the universe will just up and send them something that forces them to have boundaries, like a job opportunity on the other side of the globe, so that they no longer have to deal with the people who would otherwise try to come after them, which is beautiful. So I feel like the universe is helping you set up boundaries with certain people and certain situations as well, which is very interesting. Take that if it resonates. Regardless, I do feel boundary setting is going to be of importance here. Let's get your Gods and Titans card. Also, armadillos are adorable. They're all over where I live. We have Helios cycles. You're breaking a cycle for sure. You're breaking a cycle, breaking old patterns, setting healthy boundaries. I love this, especially for those of you who have struggled, who have really struggled. If we're not talking about a career opportunity, this could have something to do with a person or people or a situation that has honestly, it's run its course. It's been time for you to leave this behind. I'm going to get another animal deck because I just realized for whatever reason, I only used half the deck to shuffle out your card, and that's not fair to you, Pile. Yeah, because here's the other half of that deck. I was thinking why it felt so thin. For some of you, maybe somebody's going to realize that you have been getting the crappy end of the stick, so to say. So you may be getting special treatment. This could be Spirit itself saying, you know what? Pile 4 hasn't been having the best time. Let's send them a few blessings. Oh, that's interesting. Some of you could double something overnight as well, whether it's your clientele, your money, your views, whatever it is that you need to get you ahead. We have Hummingbird Spirit. Be here now. For a lot of you, ooh, number 34, for those of you who are also in your mid-30s. For a lot of you, you're going to learn to be in the present moment. I love this. And again, I'm sorry I keep providing personal examples, but the first time I had an energy healing, the first time I had, well, first or second time, I don't know, but it was one of those first times where I just really felt free of certain limiting mindsets. There was a feeling of being in the present. In fact, there was a song that literally just came into my head as soon as I walked out of the of my mentor's space, and it was El Presente by Julieta Venegas. And the lyrics go, I'm roughly translating here because it's a song in Spanish. The present is all we have, and the present is all there is. It's with you. my life, mi vida, because we say mi vida as a term of endearment in Spanish. It's with you that I see it's worth living with or living for. So there's a beautiful feeling here that maybe some of you are doing this for somebody who really matters, whether that's especially if you have children or maybe just your fur babies, your pets, maybe your family, whoever it is that you look after, you're doing this for them as well. Oh, sorry if you can hear my voice break a little bit, Pyle, for just when I get overwhelmed with beautiful emotion like this, it's just a little bit much for my cute little Pisces moon. But yeah, I feel like you're breaking cycles and you're going to learn to be in the present moment. You're going to learn to appreciate the present moment and not worry so much about the past or the future, but being here in the now really is a way of showing gratitude for all that there is. Let's get more cards for you. We have the Karma cards. For pile 4, we have Sagittarius, insights to understand, the wisdom of, resulting from the understanding of. Sagittarius, a lot of you are opening up your mindset to be very understanding. Sagittarius also does make me think of travel, for those of you who know that travel will be involved here somehow. But I'm also thinking, actually, Julieta Venegas herself is a Sagittarius. A Sagittarius or a Scorpio. She might be on the cusp. I don't remember. But that makes sense. For some of you, some of your guides could feel very Sagittarian in nature. I know mine do. One reminds me of Artemis, and she always gives me Sagittarius, go with the flow, girl type of vibe. And then for some of you, you could actually be a Sagittarius. Also November. Yeah, November is important because that's when Sagittarius begins, late November to early December. So this could be during that time. It's also a very lucky sign. So for a lot of you, I do feel an abundance of luck come through, which is, again, it's a great time for new beginnings. And then we're going to get one last card from the Starseed Oracle. By the way, for those of you who don't own Moldavite, I know it's a bit pricey. I have like 1 or 2 pieces, but do be careful with it. It can be a bit much if you're not used to crystals, or if you're not, like, if you're sensitive to crystal energy, which I know I am, it can be a bit much sometimes. So I wouldn't, for example, drive with it. I would be terrified to drive with it the first few times that I used it. I think I'm used to it now. In fact, I think I drove with a piece of Moldavite for a year and didn't even realize it. But for those of you sensitive to crystals, I know not everyone is. Okay, we have You Got the Love, Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. Interesting that we have boundaries come up twice. For a lot of you, you are learning boundaries. I'm not sure what Hadarian energy is. You can look that up, and I probably will after this. Actually, where is the booklet? Let's look at the booklet to see what that is. But with You Got the Love, I feel like a lot of you are understanding the true meaning of self-love. The true meaning of self-love isn't just not putting up with anything that is lower than what you deserve. It's also understanding that you have everything you need onto yourself. So you're not seeking external validation. You're not seeking love from anything or anyone else. You know that you are all you need and you are all that you have. I'm getting, oh, a lot of good music is coming through. What is it? Radiohead? You're All I Need? Which that song does kind of, it's a song about codependency. The beginning of the song it's a bittersweet song for me. It's about like really needing somebody, like you are all I need. But the truth is all you need is yourself. So sorry, Tom York, not to disagree with you, but there's a feeling here that a lot of you are learning to understand that all you truly need in life is yourself. But let's go ahead and look for the meaning of Hadarian energy. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, from the booklet, we have the Hadarians are believed to be beacons of pure, divine, unconditional love who see love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaried, interdependent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in separate body, to learn to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others, to remember that the love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have the love all on their own, which is basically what I've said. But yeah, maybe some of you are really, really prone to giving your love away fast or to fall in very deeply. Like this is like my all or nothing pile. This is definitely my pile of people who love to love because there's a feeling that you find love within anybody, regardless of their faults, regardless of what is wrong with them. And I feel like, I mean, that's kind of mean, regardless of what is wrong with somebody, regardless of the red flags, let's put it that way. I do see that a lot with certain people. And I feel like this is part of the reason these boundaries are kind of being put up in your honor, in your defense.
to keep you away from people who would otherwise take advantage of this or who wouldn't appreciate it, or worse, lead you down the wrong path. Because, and I see this a lot. Again, this is not to shame you or to make you feel bad, but I've seen, you know, we all seen relationships where there's somebody who is clearly just not good to somebody, and that somebody will love them regardless, maybe even more so because they know they need it. And it can be painful to watch, and hopefully that's not you, my pile 4. I hope that that is a situation you get out of quickly and safely. Because we have so many protection cards and boundary cards, I do feel like you will eventually be out of that situation. I think especially if it's out of I feel like divine intervention will come at the right time for you. And I do see you being very successful in, at the very least, setting boundaries. And definitely with something new that is coming to the surface here. It's like you have a future ahead of you that you yourself weren't expecting. And I do see a lot of freedom within this. Because Sagittarius here makes me think of freedom. It makes me think of something... like if not travel, then being able to live on your own terms, being able to do whatever it is necessary for you to live the life you've always deserved. Beautiful, beautiful energy. So let's go ahead, if this sounds like you, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion, because I'm very curious to see what else is coming in for you, my beautiful pile 4. And again, a happy birthday to my November babies. I don't know why I keep getting like November as being an important month. I kind of know why. I know there's at least one baby I know being born in November. But there's this feeling of this is going to be a good month for you regardless. Maybe go check out the November horoscopes as well. Or sorry, November pick a card. I don't do horoscopes, but I've been thinking about it. So those of you who would like to see it, let me know in the comments below. I'm also getting like a really weird, well, not weird, a really strong partying energy. And that would be very Sagittarius. Sagittarius love to party. But let's go ahead and get your cards. We're using the Empyrean Tarot. For my pile 4, what messages do they need to hear right now at this very moment? We have the 10 of Wands. A lot of you have been overworking yourselves or working very hard. Another way I'm being told to take this, and I typically don't see it this way, is working really hard towards something that you don't really care about, or putting too much effort into something that doesn't fulfill you back, which is interesting. I've never read it that way, but that's how I'm being told to read it. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. You want to start something that is more realistic to you, or not realistic, something that is more authentic. That's what I want to say. More authentic to you. Though I guess realistic does make sense, because realistically, you wouldn't want to put too much effort into something you don't care about, because then the energy of that thing that you don't care about is going to be very... It's not going to be the best. You know, the kind of energy that you put into the things that you do come off of that very thing. Let's see. We also have the 9 of Swords. So some of you, you've been going through it. This is anxiety. This is like worrying about situations. And I feel like you go back and forth on it. Maybe you've been trying to distract yourself from the fact that you know you're just not in a... that you're in something that makes you unhappy, or that you're here worrying too much about something or someone. And it's very draining. We also have the 2 of Pentacles. We are putting back energy into you. We are making sure that you are caring about yourself. All that love that you pour into people who don't really deserve it or who don't really appreciate it, you got to pour it back into yourself here, pile 4. And I think sometimes, especially for those of you who have children, this is why kids love so freely and so openly. You ever see just a little baby child? They are so full of love and they're so happy. They openly and willingly express like everything that is on their mind, especially when they like something. They'll just go up to anybody and be like, I like your shoes, you know, and they don't care who it is. They don't even care if the shoes are good. If they like their shoes, they like their shoes. They're full of love. So when you pour your energy back into your own children, they give you that love back right away. I see this very strongly. I mean, not to get too much into this, but maybe some of you have some childhood wounds that you also need to heal, especially if you had parents who maybe didn't have the time or effort to show you that love back when you were younger. Ace of Wands. This is going to bring the passion back into your life. This is going to bring... Oh, I just love this energy. You are going to feel such a zest for life again, and it's going to feel like a renewal for sure, because you're going to feel reinvigorated. You're going to feel this new sense of passion towards something that you truly like. You might even get a lot more energy back than, like I said, we're going from the 10 of Wands to the 1 of Wands. I love this. I like how you're
your particular pile 4 is being bookended by cards that make sense here. So it's like the proper beginning and ending to a story. In the beginning, you had way too many wands, and in the end, you only have one, and it's one that you care about, and that's the one you're going to take care of and, you know, really do your magic with. Maybe some of you actually use wands, or maybe you have one of those wands from Wizarding World. I don't know why I was thinking of that. I don't know. Or maybe you actually, oh, if this is my pile of people who like to use crystal wands, you might use that as well. I know, where is it? I had a selenite wand. Anyway, back of the deck, we have the World. This is beautiful. This is completion. This is you feeling so comfortable with your life, within your skin, within your own being, that you know you don't need anything else. This is being in the present moment and appreciating for all it is. We have the Three of Pentacles. For some of you, you're going to be collaborating with some people on this. Like I said, there's going to be either that guide or maybe even a physical person or somebody who is going to guide you every step of the way on how to do certain things. It's going to feel very natural. It's going to be very easy. And the outcome, the output of this is going to be 10 times more than whatever it was that you were doing previously. So whether that's more productivity, more money, whatever the situation is, or getting more clients in, whatever the situation is, like, you're going to do so much better here. And I love this. Should we go ahead and, yeah, let's clarify. I'm going to clarify this energy. I'm going to keep the World here though, just to see a little bit more of what it is that you need to know. Overall, this is, I think, one of the more positive piles that I've had in this reading. We have the 10 of Cups. You are focusing on your happiness because, like I said, a lot of you haven't realized that you haven't really been asking yourself the right questions in terms of, are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you living the life you've always wanted? Is this your happily ever after? Or is this the happily ever after of somebody else? Or is this the, you know how sometimes people have it all, but they just don't feel okay about it? I was even thinking about this earlier because I was feeling it off of like certain people that I was around. Like, they have it all. They have the proper career, they have the white picket fence, they have the kids, the gorgeous spouse, you know, they go to the right places, right? But they're unhappy inside. And I'm like, how can that be? Because they didn't stop and think what exactly it is that makes them happy. You know, whether that's, I don't know, living in a different city, certain hobbies, certain situations. Like, I was feeling and hearing like all their accomplishments, but they rang hollow because it's not something that they really cared about. Or maybe they have an underlying situation that is keeping them from truly, fully appreciating everything that they have, which is very common. I live not too far from an area that is very affluent, but it's full of people with bad habits, unfortunately. You know, a lot of them like to drink a lot. And you know, when somebody is, you know, over indulging in certain substances, that cannot be a healthy mindset. So how can they truly appreciate all the beauty that they have, you know, everything that they've accomplished when they have that going on? That's the kind of energy I'm thinking. And maybe some of you have fallen into something similar. Because don't get me wrong, I know it takes a lot of work to keep up that kind of lifestyle, but when you're self-medicating with something that is not good for you, I feel like that's when you have to ask yourself, well, is it really worth it? Let's go ahead and get more cards, pile 4. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Again, it's like having everything but not appreciating it. Just further confirming whatever I just said. We also have the 3 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there could have been a moment here where it was like a breaking point with the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. It's like somebody finally acknowledging that they are not okay. And I see this a lot with people, especially in like mental health situations. Like, they ask themselves, am I really depressed or am I just going through a hard time? And I feel like a lot of you are just finally figuring this out. Of course, with the help of a mental health professional. These tarot readings are not meant to substitute for that. I have to tell you that. And I do feel that you need to seek the help that you know you need, because things like tarot and energy healing can only do so much. If you need them in conjunction with your therapy, then by all means do that. If you need medication, you can also take that. But like I said, see a professional if you feel like you ever get to that point. Pile 4, there is no shame in that. And I support you every step of the way here. Let's get more cards though. Yeah, but it was like you had to come to the realization that it's like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with this. I acknowledge and I know that there's something here and I'm not okay, and I have to seek something in order to gain clarity here. So for those of you who can, like I said, please see somebody that you know has professional advice for you. Let's clarify the 2 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Cups, and here's the reason why you've been putting off this whole situation for a moment, because it's going to take some deep digging. It's going to take some deep digging into your psyche, into your, for some of you, your memory. Maybe you're going to have to think back to childhood and things of the past that maybe you would rather not think about, or maybe even think about the future as well. It's like, well, where do you want to go to? How do you want your life to pan out? There is a sense of avoidance here of your own life, believe it or not, pile 4. But I do see you successfully overcoming this, because again, once you acknowledge that there is a problem, once you acknowledge that there needs to be a certain, certain steps taken to get to a better place, you will go there and you will be led there very carefully. Just like with my tooth this morning, you know, I acknowledged right away, oh, this isn't just regular pain. I need to see a doctor or a dentist, and I did, and they helped me out. And you know, I'm much better now. I'm no longer in pain, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's acting the way it should. And then we have this is Two of Wands. I love how the wands are here, because we have the Ace of Wands and then the Two of Wands. For some of you, I feel like, again, you're going to have somebody help you on the way here. And this could come in the form of maybe a new friend, a new business partner. For some of you, it could be a romantic partner if they know how to work things. Like, that's not going to be everybody, but I was kind of hearing that for those of you who know that you may want to go into business with a romantic partner. Overall, I feel like there is somebody else here, and for some of you, it could be your child or your children that kind of really motivate you to get here. So I really love that, because we can be as independent, as hyper independent as we want to be. We are never truly alone. We are made up of the people that are around us, that surround us. And maybe some of you are choosing to be around better people, like around not just, you know, high vibrational people, but people who truly support you and see the best in you, which I guess that could be to me, that's high vibrational people if they see nothing but the best in you. Not just people who are going to criticize you, not just rivals that, you know, want to see how you're doing to measure themselves up to you, but people who truly care about your success, people who actually care that you're doing well. For some of you, you could be discerning between people who are good for you and people who are bad, because I understand the idea of rivals, but if that rival doesn't also have like a good heart, they're not really worth having as a rival. I don't know why that's coming through. This could be my pile of people who like to compare themselves to other people. And I actually don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like that's what keeps you, you know, wanting to do better and better, is seeing how the competition is doing. But when it starts getting a little out of hand, and there's a fine line between, oh, how are they doing? And, oh, I can be better than them. I will always be better than them. You know, it's kind of like there's a fine line between healthy competition and toxic competition. And I feel like if you know, you know. If you know, you know. It's one thing for them to want to inspire you to do better. It's another thing where you just use it as a crutch to think that you're better no matter what, or that, you know, you will never be as good as them. You know, like it's something about a healthy mindset here. There has to be, that's where that balance is coming from. That makes sense now. We also have the Queen of Wands. This is you stepping into your power in a way that is not overbearing. A lot of you could actually be going through a glow up as well, whatever this is. And I usually get that whenever there's success, there's also a glow up. Have you noticed that? Regardless of people's gender, regardless of what's going on. And it's not always just because of the money. It's because they're just looking better, because they're feeling better. You know, when you feel good, you look good. When you vibe good, you look good. So that's what I'm getting for a lot of you, because the Queen of Wands is the queen who is, I mean, I don't want to say she's the most attractive, but physically speaking, she is the most physically attention, how do I put this? You notice her looks right away. You notice the way she looks right away. Let's put it that way. And people will notice that you are doing better because you're looking better. Again, because you're feeling better. And for some of you, maybe because you have more money, so you can spend a little extra on your appearance. So take that as it resonates here. But I truly love this energy, pile 4. A lot of you, I feel like you've been wanting to hear this for a while. And it's very realistic. Like, there is some work you have to do, but it's nothing you can't accomplish. It's nothing you can't succeed in, as long as you stay true to yourself and stay in the present moment. But let's go ahead and move on to some closing messages for you, pile 4. 3? 4? 4. I keep saying 3. Maybe some of you came from pile 3. So let's start with my handmade oracle. These are just messages and quotes that I wrote on some postcards. Okay, this one wanted to pop up. Let's get that one. I don't even remember what some of these have. I've been told, in this particular reading, I was told to just look at the pictures and choose whichever I like this onion. I don't know what this is. Let's get this one too. All right, so my pile 4. Find something that makes you happy and fixate on it. This is a quote from Abraham Hicks. And yeah, I kind of like that. Whenever you get in a mind space or whenever you feel yourself, you know, just not feeling great, look at things that you like. I like to do this by like looking up memes online or just, you know, scrolling until I find cute dog videos or something like that. Something that you know is going to put you in a good mindset. Something that you know is going to make you laugh and smile. I like doing that. Or looking for my favorite like comedic content creators. Like just I look for things that make me laugh. We also have, this goes deep within your psyche. Dive in, heal, and thrive. Yeah, just like I was saying, you're going to have to dive in a little deep to see what it is about. For some of you, it's your childhood, and for some of you, it's like like a deeper issue here. And if you need to seek help for this, you can. Professional help, of course. A tarot reading will only do so much, so I can provide you with a little bit of assistance there. We also have love never ends. It only evolves and grows. Yeah, love never ends. Love is something that is constant. Like it may shrink a little bit, it may crack a little bit, but it never ends. It's always growing. It's like a plant. You can cut it down, you can rip it out, but a plant's nature is to want to keep growing and thriving. And we also have, ooh, look at these strawberries. I want to protect you from everyone and everything. Again, pile 4, you are so divinely protected. If things didn't work out in your life, it's because you were being protected from some BS that was going to happen if you kept following that path. Be grateful that the universe took some people out of your way. Be grateful that certain situations didn't work out. Again, things are just, they were not headed in the right direction. And intuition equals truth. For a lot of you, your intuition is going to, it's going to amplify. I think especially in November, especially for those of you who have like Neptune and or Uranus in Sagittarius, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and a little bit of Aquarius. Oh yeah, especially Aquarius. Yeah, which would be my generation. Mine isn't Capricorn. The generation before me was Sagittarius. So people in your 30s and late 20s. Yeah, your intuition this winter time, this winter season, it's going to amplify. Let's go ahead and get your runes. Okay, you get 3. We have, what is this? This is not Hagalas. I think everything is Hagalas. This is Uru's strength. Oh my gosh, I love this. You are getting the strength to overcome obstacles. I love it. We also have Burkana. This is love. This is love in every sense of the word. Like I don't really need to explain love any further, do I? Love of yourself, love of the world. And we have, this is Manus, which is community. For some of you, you're reaching out to people or finding your community, finding people who truly see the best in you and who see the love within you as well. Absolutely love this. And to close it off, let's get ancestor cards and the animal apothecary for my pile 4. Oh, you get 2. We have Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. I love this. And I love that she's got these angel wings because I kept talking about a bird in the beginning. Maybe for some of you, your guardians or your guides actually have wings. Or maybe it's an angel, a guardian angel. Oh, I love her. What does she hold? She's got like a bowl of incense here. Maybe some of you will be working with incense. We also have Sage, be devoted and committed. I love this. Yeah. For a lot of you, you're going to be devoted to yourself, devoted to your growth, devoted to your intuition even when it's difficult to be so. Let's get more cards for pile 4. Okay, we have 2 again. Transformation. Yeah, some of you are going through a massive transformation. Physical and internal, and it's all going to be good. We also have small steps, big accomplishments. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like step by step you will get to your success. Step by step you will go to where it is that you want, wherever it is that you need to be. But this is where I leave it, pile 4. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose the Starcodes Astro Oracle, then we have a reading here for you about messages from your spirit guides, your spirit team, the universe, even your higher self. We're going to be seeing what this message may be. It's kind of random. I don't really have a theme. I just wanted to see what messages wanted to come through. Because I love these types of readings sometimes because I will get messages that I never really thought to ask questions for, you know? So we're going to go ahead and start for you. I piled 5. Okay, you got 2 cards. You have Scorpio, investigate, number 8. We have South Node, past. Oh, okay, so I love this. Something from the past, you're going to get a secret from the past. Something that you didn't realize had happened before is going to come through. This could be, maybe for some of you, it could be like past life regression. Maybe you're working on that specifically and you're going to get a message of, for some of you, it really is your higher self. Your higher self is trying to remind you something from your past, whether it's this past lifetime or a past life that is going to affect the way you see things, for sure, with Scorpio here. Some of you could be Scorpios, of course. Also look to your 8th house, which is the house of Scorpio, for any secrets there. We also have 7th house, relationship. Oh, for some of you, this could be concerning a relationship. It doesn't have to be a romantic one. It could even be the connection between you and somebody else, whether it's a friend, maybe family members. Because the 7th house is known as the house of relationships, but also open enemies, which is interesting. These are like the people that either you love to hate or that you loved at one point very strongly, but now you hate. So I think especially with like exes, this could be a message from your ex or something regarding an ex person here, for sure. Because sometimes it's the people that we let in the closest that end up being the ones that we resent the most, you know? Let's get more. We have 2nd house, resources. This could have something to do with money. If not money, I'm seeing either a situation, person, place, thing that uses material wealth or material goods to mask something with Scorpio here. It could also be maybe that you're owed money by somebody and they're finally paying it off. Something along those lines. It's very interesting that resources is coming through here. But also, this has been the most direct message out of all of them. Like, there's very clearly a specific scenario and a specific message. So if this isn't resonating, we do have 4 other piles. But if it is, we have Mercury. Yeah, message. I do feel you will get a direct message from this person or somebody who knows this person regarding certain materials. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, though it could be. For example, maybe for some of you, somebody left you behind some sort of money and you are inheriting it. And this is going to be a very specific scenario, but in the US at least, I know there are certain laws in place that whoever somebody was married to the longest is the one who inherits some sort of money from them should they pass away. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it goes, but that's similar to what I've heard. Or it could be maybe a friend owes you money for helping you, or sorry, for you helping them with something. The internet could be of importance here, so it could be something online. Somebody owes you something here or feels that they are in debt to you because of what you've done for them. With the past, though, with the South Node, this is somebody from the past. This is not anybody. This is somebody you already know, or somebody who, it could be a past life situation. Like maybe they feel like they karmically owe you from a past life. And I've seen this play out sometimes where like couples separate and maybe somebody feels like they owe somebody some sort of money because of their living situation, or if we're talking about like co-parenting here, you know, baby mama, baby daddy situation. Maybe if somebody is finally paying you something that you are owed. It may be a lump sum, or it could be like they're finally making their payments. Take that again if it resonates. This pile is very specific. But regardless, you are coming up upon certain messages about a past person. For some of you, maybe this person finally sold an asset and this is going to affect you somehow. Like if a past partner sold off a house, but you used to live in that house, that's going to affect you. Or I don't know, just something along those lines. It's very specific. Back of the deck, we have Saturn, structure. Somebody here is going through a Saturn return, or this could take place during Capricorn season. But Mercury and Saturn here lets me know this is going to be a very serious talk. I feel like you will both actually be very mature about this as well. Like there's going to be no pettiness, even if there typically is, or you're both going to be very emotionally like, how do I say it? You're just going to be very mature about this. It's not going to be anything dumb. It's not going to be anything stupid. If we are dealing with family here, I could easily see this being an inheritance of some sort, or maybe somebody, because I know certain people do this when they know they are, you know, terminal. They like to just pass on their things and avoid having to have a lawyer and stuff. Like they just directly give their things to the person that they want to do. I see that a lot in order to avoid having to, you know, hire a lawyer to make the process more complicated or whatever. And so people won't be able to just come in and take it from you. Like they directly give you something, end of story. So for some of you, this could have something to do with an inheritance, and the relationship, of course, here would be more familial than romantic. But regardless, we are dealing with somebody that you used to be close with, that they have a message for you, and it could have something to do regarding resources. It could also have something to do, because I'm thinking of Taurus energy in general, something to do with you nurtured them somehow, which is interesting. So I want to get right into the tea leaves to see what the tea is here, because like I said, this was very specific, and you will know who you are. So tea leaves. Somebody here could be a Scorpio. I'm also seeing Libra, Taurus. Mercury is Virgo and Gemini. Saturn is Capricorn. But for a lot of you, it's this time of year that is important. So Scorpio to Capricorn season, Libra, Taurus season. And wherever you have your south node as well. So for example, mine is in Leo. I would look at Leo season. Okay, pile 5. We have mountain, road. You are on the road to success. Oh, okay, these fell out. Seahorse, family matters. Yeah, like I said, for some of you, this is like a family thing, an inheritance of some kind. July, fan, romance, celebration, party. Interesting. This, like I said, for some of you, this could involve, and this is very specific. Again, I'm sorry, like for such specifications, but I feel like it's going to be for certain people. Like if you were divorced, or if you were with somebody like maybe a baby daddy, baby mama, you could be inheriting stuff from their family because it's going to be passed down to their child, if that makes sense. So maybe you're no longer with this person, but you may be inheriting things from them. So I do see money coming in from other families, like not just yours, but other families as well. And I feel like this is actually going to help. July is an important month here. This could be when it happens. Seahorse, again, that also makes me think of baby daddy, because seahorse, it's the male that carries the baby here. So maybe we are talking about a baby daddy, or a man who takes care of kids. Maybe you share custody here, or maybe you just get along with, like, maybe there's like a good partnership between you and the parent of your child, and you see each other as friends, and, you know, maybe this is part of the reason why this is coming through. We have Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. Yeah. It's funny because I did say this is going to be a very mature conversation, very serious, and no one's going to act stupid, and here we get this. Maybe somebody will try, or maybe this is to avoid somebody behaving stupidly. Interesting. Turkey makes me think of Thanksgiving as well. So wherever Thanksgiving is where you live, I know in Canada it's in October, in the US it's in November. Both happen to be months of Scorpio though. So, and Scorpio would be the 8th house, which is the opposite of the 2nd house, is the house of other people's money, like the money you inherit, or the money that you marry into, something like that. Interesting. We also have clouds, temporary problems. I feel like some of you have temporary problems where this will actually help you out. Or maybe somebody is seeing that you have a problem and they want to help you out, and this is why you may get this. But for a lot of you, we are dealing with something from the past, like a secret coming to the forefront. For some of you, again, this is so specific, so I'm sorry if this doesn't resonate entirely. Just make it fit to your situation if you know this is possible for you. I'm seeing that somebody left a will and somebody didn't want you to find out about it, but you're actually owed money by a family because they wanted to prevent you from getting it somehow. This is especially true if, for example, you have children with somebody else. I feel like there was somebody trying to prevent you from gaining an inheritance. I'm seeing quite literally the Grand Budapest Hotel. And I'm sorry if I'm giving away, but the big major plot of that is that, you know, the butler was meant to inherit a good fortune from, or something expensive, something from like a very wealthy lady who has like a very ruthless, awful family. Something along those lines. So if it's not family, maybe you were kind of
yeah, because now I'm seeing knives out, which is the same thing. Like what was she, a nurse? Like she was meant to inherit a lot. Like for a lot of you, you're actually being given some sort of grace because you did a service to somebody or a certain family member or somebody here. You did something good for them and you're meant to have something. Scorpio lets me know that there's going to be some investigation into this. You may end up having to hire a lawyer yourself, or maybe... again, this is not professional advice, but there's a feeling here that you are owed something. Whether you will get this or not, I feel like it depends. But if you see that this is worth fighting for, I feel like you could. Regardless, I do feel a lot of you will not have as much of trouble getting this. So it's kind of like with temporary problems and someone is behaving stupidly here. Somebody wanted to keep this for themselves, and it's kind of like either they will have a come to God moment or they will just finally be like, you know what, here you go. Because I'm seeing somebody who's realizing that all this money that they've been given isn't really doing anything for them. This is so odd. This other party that I'm picking up on, this person feels very disheartened. It's like they are sad, depressed, and I feel like they've made a lot of money somehow or came into it. Or, because I'm seeing quite literally 6 figures in their bank account, or maybe they're making this yearly, but they're like, you know what, you need this. But this is somebody you already have a tie to, like somebody you're already involved with. Either a past partner, their family, or maybe somebody here owes you something and they're going to give you something. I'm not sure what the amount is or what the situation may be. I'm being told to pick this green card because I'm looking at it. We have love. Yeah. It's interesting that love keeps coming through, which is why I keep thinking family or a partner, or maybe this is somebody who truly did, like maybe if it's found family, maybe you took care of somebody's, you know, grandmother, grandfather, father, mother, like you took care of somebody, and there is love involved here with this money that is coming towards you. So maybe this person doesn't resonate with this money because they don't understand the love of it, but you do. And because there is love here, I'm seeing a guardian angel like bless something, like bless you and bless this person to kind of open a pathway for them to be like, hey, give them this, they need it right now. Because even though angels understand that money doesn't mean everything, it's kind of like you need a break. So this guardian, this angel, this spirit guide is coming through and being like, hey, make sure they keep this. Hey, make sure this is theirs. I keep seeing that. This is a very specific scenario. So again, I wouldn't say it if I didn't see it. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I want to see what else comes through. But like I said, July is of importance here. I'm seeing more timelines. So this may happen in July, or maybe somebody here was born in July. Saturn is father in time, though. That's why I keep saying that. Mercury also has something to do with time, kind of, sort of, more like the fluctuation. We have Messenger, Sirius energy. Sirius as in the constellation, by the way, S-I-R-I-U-S. Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. Quite literally, I keep saying come to God moment, and this image even looks like it. Maybe somebody will get a message in their dreams about doing something for you. So if it's not money, it could just be whatever that you hold valuable. Whatever, for example, your love language could be valuable to you. Because your love language is what you value in how you express love, right? So if it's words of affirmation, you value what people have to say, which would explain Mercury. If you value quality time, you value the time you spend with people. Gift giving, you know, that would make sense with the second house here. So whatever you hold valuable, you are going to be given to from this person, because I feel like some of somebody owes you something here. That feels very strongly. Somebody owes you here. Somebody's had a come to God moment, or they're doing a 180, because Scorpio energy can be very hot and cold. I'm getting that strongly. Let's get I'm getting the karma cards because now I'm kind of curious. But it's another astrology deck. This could take place at a party or at some sort of celebration. We have Saturn again. The maturity that brings caution regarding limits imposed. I do feel somebody has matured here, and they're seeing the error of their ways, and it's like they no longer want to suffer themselves, or they don't want there to be suffering. So they're giving you something, which is interesting. Maybe somebody is seeing that you've been having a hard time financially, so they're giving you like a lump sum. And to them, that's their way of showing love. For some people, gift giving is a love language. Like they feel like the only way they can express their love is through, you know, the things they provide. So this could regard a person like that. And
And don't feel sorry for that person. I think it's their own journey in understanding how to express love. And people just are more comfortable showing love in certain ways. So I'm not getting a sad energy from that. I know some of you are thinking, well, that's not the only way to express love. This person, they have their own battles to battle when it comes to that kind of mentality. We're not going to dig too deeply into that unless the tarot wants us to do so, of course. Don't worry about how they're viewing it. Just understand that in you accepting this, you are accepting what they can give and provide. You know, maybe they're not good at emotionally expressing themselves. Maybe they're not good at saying things or even being there. But if this is all they can provide, then at least accept it. Because in accepting that, you are not only helping yourself if you truly need it, but you are helping them find something here. It's a form of gratitude toward them, you know, if this is the only way. Because I already hear it in the comments. I already hear people saying, oh, well, giving money isn't love. To them it is. And they've got their own, you know, situation with that. Just meet them where they are. And hopefully they'll meet you somewhere else later. I'm not saying that giving money is a bad thing either. Like, I'm not saying that. But I just already know somebody's thinking that as I say that. Let's get more cards for you. I want to get a Gods and Titans deck. Maybe this will give us a view on who this person is. Because it does feel like masculine energy. So, pile 5. We have Apollo, Inquiry. This person was very shallow at one point. This person thought they had the world at their fingertips. Apollo is the favorite son, the blessed son, and sometimes he can get away with too much. So it doesn't have to be masculine, but I feel like this person for a long time, they could get away with a lot. Because I'm seeing somebody, like I'm literally seeing like a young dude with fancy sports cars and, you know, just having all this money, buying all these flashy clothes, but they realize they mean nothing, that they mean nothing for some reason. This doesn't, I mean, this may not resonate for everybody, but whoever this person is, they really thought they had it all and now they don't. Because, it's interesting. Maybe they could be younger, they could be very fit, or maybe just youthful in their mindset, or maybe even just a little bit immature in how they go about in life. But I'm thinking of the myth of, what is the myth? There's a myth with Apollo and Artemis where he tricked her into defeating Orion or something like that. I have to look up that myth because I'm not even sure if that's a real myth. I just keep getting that a lot in my readings. But it's kind of like there's a remorse here. The Apollo energy comes through as like, not just an enlightenment, but like a bit of a remorse. Like, it's like, I know I haven't done things right, but let me try and make them right. Some of you could be resistant to this. I'm not going to lie. I am getting that. Back of the deck, Loki play. You know, it's funny. I was feeling Loki energy and I thought he was going to come out. So I'm not surprised. This person could have been very, maybe manipulative, or maybe like they were not the best person in the past. But because they're still in that mindset of being very materialistic, the way they can make amends right now is through giving you something physical. So they may do that. So it's up to you whether you accept this or not. Again, I keep hearing meet them where they are. And that's not to say that you have to go through with this. After all, we do have free will and you can do what you want with the choices presented. But this person, like they can't hide anything from you, or they can't hide for too long. They have a come to God moment. I keep hearing that. I'm not sure if it's in the form of like them messing up really big, or like a dream, or just something that reminds them of you. Maybe you warned them about something and they come through. Like, I feel for this person and I can understand why they would do the things they do. It could just be immaturity. For some of you, they could be going through a Saturn return. So this would be late 20s. And then for some of you, I can understand why you wouldn't want to have anything to do with them as well. So whatever you decide to do, pile 5, just understand this is what your guides want you to know, because it's going to be a thing. They're going to come through and you're not going to know what to do. So if this happens in the future and you want to bookmark this, say, you can't say that, this isn't Instagram. If you want to like it, bookmark it for the next time this comes around and you want to get this advice, by all means do. Let's get your animal cards. For my pile 5, what are their guides? What does the universe want them to know about this particular individual or situation? Bobcat spirit, life is a mystery. Interesting that we have mystery come up twice with Scorpio and the Bobcat and the 8th house. Look toward the 8th house. This person could have a lot in your 8th house as well, which I forget where I heard this from, but 8th house can be karmic cycles or karmic partners. It is obsession. It can also be, you know, it could be the sensual side of things if this person is somebody that you could have done that with, which, you know, a baby parent would be that. I'm also hearing something of an age difference. I'm not sure if this was you or you and somebody else, but a bit of an age difference. There's an older woman involved here. Don't ask me. You know what? I'll explain. I keep hearing cougar when I see this bobcat, and I hate calling that to older women who like to be with younger men. But that could be the case here. Just take that if it resonates. I don't like it, but that's what the spirit was telling me because they knew I would understand what it meant. So there could be something to do with an older woman here. And let's get a sparkly card. No, I'm being told the destiny cards, but I want a sparkly card. I'll do both. I'll do both. I'll get an extra one for you, pile 5, because this is such an interesting, it's an interesting story coming here. So pile 5. We have security. Somebody wanted you to be secure. Someone wanted to make sure that you were doing everything that you needed to keep you safe. Especially if this is a passed on loved one, they wanted to make sure that you were safe. If this is somebody who's still alive, they understand where they put you at risk and they don't want you to be struggling anymore. Specifically, if it's a feminine energy, they want you to be safe. If it's a masculine energy, they've understood that it's unsafe for you to be the way you are and they want you to be safe, which is interesting because I feel like the masculine doesn't worry about safety so much except when it comes to looking out for others. So that's very interesting. Let's get another card. You could have 2 individuals. Maybe it's like an older woman trying to give a message to a younger man here. Of course, those are just genders. You can switch the genders around or make it fit to your situation here. I'm just getting those energies. Let's get, what's the card? Larimar, cool it down, babe. Is Larimar the one that's from the Dominican Republic? So maybe some of you have roots there or you know somebody from there. But with cool it down, babe, I'm hearing... Cool it down. Okay, this is, again, very specific. Because I feel energy, sometimes when I'm around certain people, the energy will get, like, very uncomfortably hot. Like, and I used to think that was me feeling nervous or flustered, and I eventually came to learn that it meant that this person was not a good, that they were low vibrational, it was potentially dangerous, this person was not good. I feel like if you feel energy or if you felt this way with this person before, you will notice that the energy is shifting because that energy is no longer like that. Their energy is going to feel cool or like water. It's going to feel, maybe for some, not cold. It's not going to feel cold, which is also a bad thing. Their energy is going to feel different when they approach you. You will notice it. Maybe you have a bit of a psychic bond with this person and maybe that's why you notice it. If not, you will just know and understand that their energy is different. They are vibing different. Things are changing for them. This person has really gone through a lot of karma. They're going through a Saturn return in some cases. They are not going to be the same person by the end of this particular cycle or journey that you knew in the beginning. And this could be, I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be a good thing though. This is going to be a good thing. You're seeing somebody try to better themselves. And I feel like I said, meet them where they're at. It may not be perfect, but they're trying. And I think that's better than not trying at all. The fact that they came back to you somehow, or that they're trying to involve you here, is letting me know that this person is really they're trying to make amends. Again, if you want to accept this, and if this is resonating with you, then let's move on to the tarot. For a lot of you, this is more future though. Like, I feel like you won't see this for another few months. Depending on what time of the year you're watching this, because we have July here. I'm currently recording this in the middle of early November. Early November. In fact, it's Scorpio season when I'm recording this. So, yeah. A lot of this might begin during Scorpio season, or you might see the beginnings of this. Something has changed. And Scorpio is also rebirth here because I'm thinking of the death card. And maybe for some of you, this actually does involve, if it does involve death, then my condolences are with you. But I'm thinking of inheritance when somebody passes away or somebody who has passed away. But let's go ahead and get your tarot cards for my beautiful pile 5. And the imagery in this particular pile has been so specific. So pile 5, we have the 7 of Cups. indecision, many options, also confusion. This, not to make it all about them, but this person has been very confused for a long time. But also I can see you being very confused by this person, or even wondering what this person's true intentions are. We have the World. I feel like this will happen at a time when you're not even thinking about them, or you're just not dealing with them. Like you're minding your business. You are fine on your own and something happens. We have the Nine of Wands. This is them letting down their defenses, them lowering their guard. I feel like it's funny. I want to say this is Athena in this particular image. So for some of you, you could be blessed by Athena, the goddess of knowledge and wisdom. I feel like this person sees you as very wise, or wisdom has come through to them. Like wisdom found them essentially, and it's asking them to go to you, because it almost looks like she's beckoning somebody to do something. I see them having a vision of somebody in a dream or in a meditation. If they do substances, it could be during that, like, you know, something along those lines. We also have the Two of Pentacles. They want to make amends. This is setting things in balance. This is setting things in balance with you and this person. And the High Priestess, yeah. So this is their intuition. They're not going to know it's their intuition, though. I'm going to keep it that way because she's reversed. They're not going to acknowledge that there's like a higher power here, but there is. Or maybe they do, but they don't want to believe it, and they're going to be very hesitant to talk about that because they become fearful of the unseen. And I've seen this sometimes where people, they just, especially those who have suffered a loss, you never know how that's going to impact some people. But I've met people who, you know, they have a deceased loved one and they just don't want to believe in anything regarding that, whether it's an afterlife or like, you know, something like that. And it saddens my heart because I will hear messages from their loved ones sometimes and I want to tell them that. But I know that if I was to tell them, they would not accept it. So I have to be there with my mouth shut. So I'm getting something similar here, especially if you yourself have very spiritual pile 5. You may want to talk about this, but I'm hearing keep your intuition to yourself and only act accordingly to it, because this person will not be ready to hear it, but they need to like get a lot of things off their chest here. So, and I'm hearing you're protected from this because you are not going to be drained by what they tell you. It's going to be something you need to hear. And you will know because you will feel ready to hear whatever it is that they need to hear. This is going to be difficult for them to share as well because the High Priestess reverse can also be revealing secrets. Let's get more clarification cards. For a lot of you, this is a big deal. This is why it had to be so specific. For some of you, you might be like a soul spiritual advisor to this person. Which, you know, I understand. Sometimes I'm that person. We have the Knight of Pentacles. This person it's like they were meant to do this the whole time, but they were taking too long. So quite literally, they have a vision. Because now I'm seeing the Seven of Cups as a vision. In the Rider-Waite, it's the person who is looking at all the cups, but they're in clouds, making me think of them seeing visions or seeing certain situations. For some of them, they might see the Virgin Mary, which is interesting. That's a very Catholic, very, also very Mexican. I'm thinking of La Virgen de Guadalupe. So it's going to be a maternal or a female figure that they see in their dreams come through. And they're going to be so, like, it's going to be hard for them to get it out of their mind. It could be a goddess, if there's a goddess similar to that in your specific spiritual background. It could be a feminine ancestor, a grandmother, mother. They're going to see somebody, or they're going to get this very strongly, and she's going to come through with a lot of wisdom. We have the Ace of Cups. This is you being resistant to this energy, and I don't blame you, especially if they did a lot in the past that made you not want to believe them. I see you resisting this because, again, you're doing fine on your own. You are minding your business. You're thriving. You're doing whatever. You're going to be resistant to either the message, the connection, or something here. And like I said, you are free to do what you want. I'm just letting you know what's going to happen. I don't feel them trying to deceive you. They're too afraid to deceive you. I am getting that. We have, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. This is fate. Fate at play. For them, it's a come to God moment. We have Judgment reversed. They know that what they did in the past was wrong, and they know they can't undo it, but they're trying to make amends. I'm not saying you have to take them back. Again, I keep hearing, meet them where they are and have compassion, have love, pray for them, whatever it is that you need. Keep your distance if you need to. Definitely set those boundaries if you need to, but meet them where they are. This is very much an energy of believing that anybody can turn their life around, no matter what they've done in the past. Because a lot of people who are reincarnated on Earth are meant to live very karmic lives. So this is just part of the process for them. Again, I'm not saying that you have to embrace them with open arms and make them part of your life again. I'm not saying that at all. But meet them where they are. And have an open heart to them, you know. At least as much as you can. I do see this person, they've changed their ways, or they're trying to at least. We have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this person, a lot of you, it's a past lover, I'm not going to lie, or a baby daddy. And for a lot of you, this is a reformed playboy, playgirl, whatever the situation is. They are aging and they're realizing that a lot of what they've done in the past was not right. I do hear an apology, and a sincere one. And I know, I guess, only time will tell if they've changed, you know? I feel like you have to take that approach, see how they do going forward. Acknowledge where they've done well and where they're changing. Acknowledge this. Because for a lot of, maybe this is somebody who used to have a very heavy partying lifestyle. And again, they're trying to reform that. Maybe you used to party with them and maybe you've turned that leaf as well, you know? I feel like a lot of you were dealing with making amends and maturing here. Maturity. Both. Maturing and maturity. Back of the deck, we have the Hermit. This person, they're going to do a lot of internal reflection. A lot of internal reflection. They could even become very spiritual. The Hermit does come through. Ooh, Two of Cups reversed. It's interesting that the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Two of Cups is reversed. I feel like this person kind of understands that there might be no chance between the both of you, but they still want to like make amends with you or apologize. It's like they want to have a clear conscience with you for everything that they've done in the past, and or I don't see them asking for a connection though, unless you're willing to have one. Like they understand why you would want to keep them away. Again, very mature energy, the Hierophant, karmic lessons. And this is the Nine of Cups, yeah. They just want to be happy again, and they're trying to turn a new leaf. And Four of Pentacles, holding on. They're letting go of for some of you, this person might have had a history of wanting to hold on to you to keep, like, it's just a toxic masculine energy coming through, but they used to have this mentality of trying to keep tabs on you or trying to hold on to you in ways that were deceptive, where they would get in the way of you trying to make new connections. But with Justice underneath all of that and the Page of Cups, they're like, I understand that was wrong, and I'm going to let you go and live the life you want, but I just want your forgiveness so that we can move forward with whatever this is. This is like, if this was a really tough breakup or something that got really ugly, really, like if this is like that one ex that if they came back to you, you would never take them back. I see them trying to apologize because they've gone through a lot, Pile 5. Again, up to you how you handle this, but I would at least keep an open mind, because for a lot of you, this person may not have a lot of other options. And for some of you, maybe you were one of the few people who truly got to know them or understood them in that way. And of course, if you share a child, you would want the other parent of your child to be a better and changed person, at least for them, right? You would want that. So there's going to be a compelling reason for you to actually, you're not going to be their crutch, and you're not going to be helping them out every step of the way. You're not going to be holding their hand. I'm not telling you that at all. But give them grace, for sure. In your mind and your heart, give them some sort of grace. That's what Spirit is wanting to advise you to do. But again, you can do what you want. Act accordingly, I guess is the better way to say this. If you see that they're changing and that they're trying, act accordingly. And if they're not, then, well, you know what to do. So Pile 5, beautiful reading. For a lot of you, this hasn't happened yet. I feel like this is more in the future. So do take note of that. I feel that strongly, actually. Some of you could be going through that now. Let's get your messages. This is from my Self-Made Oracle. It's just quotes and random messages I wrote on some postcards. I'm getting this one, that one, this one, and this one. I don't know what they say. I'm just being drawn to the image. Yeah, okay. Love is a great miracle cure, Louise Hay. Yeah, love is the cure. And I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm saying love for another human soul, compassion towards humankind. This is the kind of love this person is seeking from you. I don't think they really want romance, though of course if there is an option for that, that's up to you. For a lot of them, they just need that nurturing love that they used to get from you. I feel like this is what they miss, or what they need right now, or what they would like. We also have, you've unlocked something. Yeah, they've unlocked something, and maybe you have too. Mostly it's them, and you're part of this story for them. Intuition equals truth. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of intuitive messages here, and there's a truth coming to the surface. There's a truth that's going to be revealed. Growth is important right now. This person is growing. This is part of their growth. For a lot of you, this is also part of your own growth. Your own heart is growing because you're aware of the compassion you have in your heart for people. Even when they've done you wrong in the past, it's your ability to forgive that makes you beautiful, pile 5. We also have, I choose love in every moment, in every way. Yeah. It's interesting that this ended up being about love, but in the most beautiful way possible. We're not done yet. I want to get some runes. And then my cards. Okay, we get 3. We have, this is Fehu. Again, money is important somehow, or abundance. This is money, wealth, abundance. For some of you, like there is an actual physical thing involved here. Or I guess you could see it as stability, like financial stability. But for a lot of you, there is like money involved. We also have Jera, success, which is always great. I hope somebody here is gaining success. This could be, I see this sometimes, people who have like a lot of success, or they're gaining money in their new venture, in their business, in their job, and they want somebody to share that with. And I feel like you're one of the few, well, not one of the few, you're some of the people that they want to do this with, especially if you have kids with them, because it's like, of course they're going to share their wealth with their kids. Or maybe they want you to be a part of this. It's like they want to rebuild a family or a community somehow, and they want you in this because they know the value of you. We also have, this is Kanas, luck. I do see, you might be a lucky charm for them, but I do see their luck turning around, or your luck turning around with this person. I feel like it comes through together. So it's very beautiful energy here. Let's get your animal apothecary card for pile 5. Okay, you got 2. We have nourish the shadow, 33. Nourish the shadow. Again, this person, they acknowledge where they've done wrong, and maybe you'll acknowledge where you've been wrong within this connection as well, because sometimes I feel like this could have been a connection where you both were not in the right, or maybe like you both messed up in your own ways, and I feel like you're actually going to apologize to them over some stuff that you've done as well. And we have 3 again, evolve into your complexity. Whatever this is, it's meant to be not complex as in complicated, but there is a complexity to this connection that you are meant to really be in each other's lives to better each other, even if it's not forever. For some of you, this could be more temporary, but I feel like you're meant to better each other in your complex natures. We also have surrender to receive with this cute little otter here. Like I said, some of you are going to you're going to take whatever it is that they give you, and it might be reluctant at first, but then you're going to realize that you actually do need it. So you're going to be grateful. This could even be like a place to stay, maybe a vehicle for some of you. I don't know, something of value here, something that costs a lot. And for some of you, an apology could be priceless. So let's go ahead and get your angels and ancestors card. We have Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Follow the voice of your soul. And Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Yeah, for a lot of you, there's a need here to understand that love has many definitions, and I feel like there is a love between you and this person, but whatever definition that is, it's going to be up to you, and whatever your soul wants you to have with this person. Again, it's up to you. You have a lot of free will here, so don't take everything I say verbatim. Like, you don't have to follow the advice I give you, but I feel like you should at least contemplate it and give this person grace. Give yourself grace as well, because I feel like if you were in their shoes, I feel like you would want to be treated the same way. But this is where I leave it, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I am sending you and everybody involved here so much love. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.